and a 1. What is up, all of our beautiful friends? It's another beautiful Sunday, and guess what? You know what we like to do on Sundays? We love to talk about Attack on Titan.
We like to make our voices into different pitches and different levels. And
we love doing it. We love it, and we hope that you guys too. And we have some of our friends joining us, and we have our new friend Josh. I repent, aka Hater Xeon, right? What is it? Hater.
Yeah, it's like Hater Xenon.
Hater Xenon.
Yeah.
AKA. What else we have?
There's another one.
There's another one. Yeah, and then we have our favorite Jaegerist, Heise, aka. What's his Instagram?
Jacob. Oh,
well,
no.
Jacob,
Heise,
yeah, but I'm talking about Heise and the Storm.
I'm Storm.
And all of our good friends.
God, there's a lot to remember.
Yeah, we have
Heise
all of our.
Storm.
Yeah, Heise Storm. And Heise also says, it's time for Dabi to get killed by Todoroki Shoto. Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah, Josh works. I don't know why I have so many names. It's all good,
social
man.
media usernames and all
that's
that.
what it is, man. You know, I have a lot of names to myself, but you guys know me as your host, AJ
Shigaraki,
and soon to be the future Tomura Shigaraki.
That's cool.
And of course, I have my two friends joining me, so I'll let them go ahead and introduce themselves.
Right. Okay, I'm going to list off all of my names too. No.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Lexi. You guys know me. Yeah, Lexi. Yeah. That's it.
That's Lexi.
And I got something in my eye, but hi, I'm Zach.
Yeah, it's Zach. Zach has something in his eye.
I got it.
But it's not stopping him from feeling a certain way. 'Cause I want to ask you, buddy. I know that it's been a good day. I know that you've had a good week. And I want to ask you, man, how are you feeling today?
Fired up!
Yeah. Okay. Love it. Fired up. Hope you guys are all fired up too, because we have another awesome episode. This is going to be a different episode because we have two narrators, one physically and one internally here in this episode. That maybe it's kind of different. You don't necessarily see their point of view too often, and it's going to be fun to see from this character's point of view, because this is a very interesting anti-hero of a character, and yeah. And then, of course, that episode is Season 3, Episode 10. This episode's name is Friends, and this will be part 1 of our episode breakdown and discussion. You guys know the drill. Warning, spoiler talk. We love talking about spoilers. It'll probably happen.
Yeah.
Usually happens. And, of course, we have a Q&A and a poll question to go ahead and talk about and get all that amazing feedback, as I realized I didn't turn my Wi-Fi off, and so
yeah.
I'm already seeing the stream glitching it, and I hate when it does that. So
hopefully it's all good with you guys.
Yeah, hopefully
thank
it's
you,
good.
Josh. I've been looking forward to this all week. Thank you.
Wow,
I've been looking forward to talking to you all week.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, we want to know. How are you guys doing?
What have you guys been up to? What's going on?
Why are you fired up?
Yeah, exactly. And why are you guys fired up?
Me and AJ can tell you about our weekend.
Yeah. Not to make Zach jealous or anything, but
yeah, let's it's already, yeah.
I was already jealous.
Yeah, for anybody
it literally
who,
sold out immediately.
For anybody that enjoys music, this is we went to a concert, me and Lex, and this is a concert that we have been looking forward to for months now, and
we've been wanting to see him live for
we've been wanting to see him live for a while. So if anybody that likes a certain kind of indie type of music, you guys might be familiar with Mac DeMarco, and Mac DeMarco was
you've definitely heard his songs. You definitely have. You've heard his songs.
And if you have no idea who Mac DeMarco is, definitely check out Mac's music, because it's guaranteed that there is something there that you will love.
It's so good.
No doubt.
I did the math while I was at the concert. I was like, how long have I been listening to him? Because I remember listening to him in high school.
Yeah.
I've been listening to him for almost 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah, since I was like 15, 16.
Your tenure as a Titan user is almost up. You only have a few more years to enjoy Mac, so.
I know.
And then you die.
Yeah, and then you die. Yeah. Remember, 13 years is all we got.
Then Mac bans you from all of his music.
And then, then I'm not able to listen anymore.
Yeah.
I can't even listen to the old ones. Nope. Nothing at all ever.
But yeah, so we went to Mac's concert in LA, the Ford Theater, which is awesome, and I hope that you guys aren't having the same issue as us, because it's really frustrating the hell out of me as I see that the stream is constantly lagging and glitching. hopefully it's all good on your guys' end. But we've had episodes like this in the past, and you guys, when episodes like this happen, you guys are still able to hear us. So just hear our beautiful, sweet voices. Not as beautiful and sweet as Max, but anyway. So about the concert, I mean, it was a lot of fun, and it was very interesting because very small, intimate type of an amphitheater, and there were some people who don't like listening or don't like, I should say, following instructions and staying in their seats.
Yeah.
But
just a lot of people that don't really have like concert etiquette.
yeah. So, but nonetheless, I mean, we enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. We've been wanting to see Mac.
He sounds amazing.
Sounds amazing, yeah. So, yeah, it was awesome. And again, hopefully you guys did some fun stuff for your weekend. I don't know, Zach, did you do anything fun this weekend?
I got new couches.
No, yeah, nice furniture. Very cool.
Yeah, furniture.
Yeah. So new couches over at your place?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Why?
Because we
Why
need to
not?
fill up the back room.
Oh, this is for that.
Not for the front room, for the back room.
Okay, gotcha. What's going to be headquarters, right?
Leather.
Okay.
Headquarters.
The nether.
The leather.
Yeah.
And we got a new table.
Okay, cool.
Yay, new
So-
furniture.
Very cool. So,
I love furniture.
making home feel more like home, and it's always nice when you get some good furniture and stuff. Hopefully, it's all very comfortable.
Went to the airport this morning, 5 a.m. bright and
Why?
early. Because I have family going to Maui,
Oh,
and I'm not.
wow. That's double jelly there.
R.I.P.
I
Sorry.
know. First a concert, now Maui.
Hurts me.
Wow.
It's okay, though. Peace and quiet, man.
But I will say that I've never been to Hawaii, so
Yeah.
shout
On
out
my
to your
bucket
family
list.
who's going to Hawaii.
I got a new piercing this week.
You did, yeah. And you were trying to hide it from mom and dad.
No, I was not. I just wasn't
definitely
home.
were.
No, I wasn't.
You literally got
I just
home and you
wasn't
were
home.
like eating your In-N-Out like, hi, mom.
Well, because I was scared.
Exactly. So you were hiding it.
I was scared.
There you go.
But it's okay. Piercings aren't.
And now the world
I can always
knows.
just take it out.
If anybody has watched or seen Pulp Fiction, that's going to be Lexi now. There's a certain scene at the start of it when
What?
it talks about a girl, and then John Travolta's character responds with, "The one with all the shit on her face."
Yeah, that's me.
And then so now
That reminds me when I right after I got it done, I FaceTimed the Asian freak. I FaceTime. I don't know if you guys know, that's my boyfriend Luca. But I FaceTime. I don't think we've ever like told them.
I don't think we really need to.
I don't think we ever told them. But anyways, FaceTime him,
It's
and
just
I was like,
when people don't know that we're related, we're like, we didn't really need to go ahead and say it, you know.
well,
but
it's never been like officially confirmed.
okay.
But anyways,
There it is, confirmed.
I was like, oh yeah, like what
The
do you think?
Asian
Do you
freak
like
who
it?
never joins our streams, by the way, and doesn't want to be on the pod.
Oh, the mad.
How about a shout out for there?
Bombastic
Join our
side
freaking-
eye.
Join our podcast.
Bombastic
You
side
Asian
eye.
freak.
You Asian freak.
I'm only saying that because it's your
It's your
name.
username. You Asian freak. Could
You
be
know
like,
it's
oh, no,
all
you can call
love,
me
and
that.
that's why we want you on the pod. But
But I showed it to him right after I got it pierced. I got this. If you guys didn't, I got a vertical red on my lip. And I was like, oh yeah, what do you think? Like, do you like it? And he was like, oh yeah, it looks good. And I was like, well, what do you think about it? And he was like, it's just more metal dots on your face.
yes,
I was like, oh, thanks.
This is frustrating me,
That it
people.
keeps like.
I know
Well-
that Josh said it's all good on your end. I hope it's the same for you, Heise, but over on our end, it's not, and it's frustrating the hell out of me. And we're off to a great start of this episode. And this is good because I get to channel in my aggressive nature in
Yeah.
a certain character.
That's good.
Okay.
Kaisa says, I wish I could look
Okay.
like Dobby, and that would be wicked. So.
Whoa!
He's- I
No,
also
you, no, you
want-
wouldn't. No, you
Whoa.
wouldn't.
I also want Denji teeth and Dobby skin. Whoa, I'd get so many girls.
I think
Denji
that-
teeth. I would love Denji
So
teeth.
That would
Denji
too.
teeth might work, but Dobby skin, I feel like.
I feel like
You
that would
know?
just be uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't know how that would
Just
work.
covered in,
but
like, burnt
yes,
skin
I agree. Josh
grafts.
says that would hurt.
Staples.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey,
I've been stapled. It's not fun.
that'd be that would be an interesting look. It's okay when you see it
Animated.
animated, but
In
then
a-
if you were
in
to
an
see it
attractive
like, in
way?
real life, then it'd be very, very.
Yeah.
I've determined I'm
Search
going
up
for the
skin
live action
grafts.
Dobby.
Search up burned
There you
skin
go.
So I
grafts
can
on
have-
Google Images, and that's what it would look like in real life.
Now I'm curious.
Yeah.
Because that's what they are. It's burned skin, and he got skin grafts.
Yep.
And they're stapled on. That's what it would look like in real life. So I don't think you want that. But the Denji teeth, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, Denji teeth. Yeah, that'd be.
I would
awesome.
love some Denji teeth. But imagine accidentally biting your tongue with Denji teeth.
Yeah,
I like
but-
how I go there and all the images are blurred for safety.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's, yeah. Skin grafts. That's what it would look like in real life. Imagine that like all on the bottom of your jaw and like, on your hands. And...
Well, while Zach looks that up, I do want to go ahead and mention, because it's something that Heise was very generous in messaging us earlier in the week. And again, I am absolutely honored. And I asked through messaging, but I want to ask you again, are you sure? But Heise was able to go ahead and buy some awesome anime merch. And I don't want Dobby skin anymore. Yeah, it's good call. But so Heise bought some awesome anime merch, and he was very generous enough to ask if he has a Shigaraki merch, and he, again, very, very generous to go ahead and message and ask, is there a way that I can sign that for you? And of course, I will absolutely sign that for you. And again, that's completely
crazy.
Generous on your part. And I'm honored that you would want me to go and sign your Shigaraki. And I'm taking it as a token where you also have the confidence in me to go ahead and work my ass off so that I could become the live action, the live action Shigaraki. But
yeah,
in order for that to happen, we talked about, we've been kind of thinking about, potentially getting like a P.O. box. And I think that's kind of like almost like a sign. And we appreciate you again, Heise, for giving us that kind of green light to go ahead and really go ahead and get this P.O. box. Because initially we're like, I mean, what's the point of kind of getting a P.O. box, But I mean, I guess there is a point. And it's because of our generous friends that, want to go ahead and do stuff like that. And again, Heise, we're absolutely honored. And, I will get a P.O. box, and I will have a huge update for you guys next weekend. So just be on standby, Jacob, and we'll go ahead and we'll get the info to you guys out. But again, it's going to be something that's cool. I mean, obviously, you guys don't feel obligated, or we don't want to force you guys to do it, of course. But
you don't have to.
If you guys,
really just
again, this is a generous gesture. So if you guys wanted to go ahead and by chance have us, again, why would you want to? But again, have us go ahead and send something so we can sign something for you guys. That would be amazing. Or even if you guys have some awesome art, because we know that we have very creative friends, and
art we can display. And
if you guys have some art that maybe you want to send us, we'll go ahead and
we have something physical to show while we shout you out.
I will start putting art up on this wall behind me, and
also I want that poster back. So perfect.
Yeah, you're very, very perfect. Lexi just wants to keep exposing left and right today. This beautiful studio that we have here. Anything else you want to say, Lex?
What?
But yeah, guys. So again, you guys are way too kind. We love you guys so much, and we will be getting a P.O. box, and we'll have that update for you guys next Sunday.
Mail time.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, it'd be awesome if we're able to go ahead and get some
even longer
some art and whatnot and stuff. And again, I'm honored, Jacob. So wow, thank you so much for that.
Yeah, thank you. That's incredible.
Yeah, you got some really cool stuff. But yeah, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and continue on with this episode. And we do have a Q&A to go ahead and talk about. We have a poll question to go ahead and talk about. Josh has an interesting question. Oh, we got our friend Eddie joining us as well.
Eddie.
What is up, Eddie?
I don't know what my favorite opening is.
Favorite opening?
First one.
You like the first one?
Special place.
Yeah, that first one is just it's just so good.
Now it's come to the point where it's a mix of nostalgia.
I mean, that's true, but for me, the nostalgia, it gets me every time when I hear like the outro for season 1.
Yeah, same.
That one always
the
gets
outro
me.
of season 1 will make me feel nostalgic. But for opening,
the one for me, like the first one came to my mind, it's Rumbling. Rumbling, I love it. It like literally it just gets me freaking just fired up every single time.
Yeah.
Talking about the soundtrack.
I don't know.
Interesting, yeah. Yeah, Volgo and Kafig is
oh my gosh, yeah. I love Volgo and Kafig, and also you see Big Girl. That's also great.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's so many good ones. I mean, there was 2 years ago when how they do like the Spotify Wrapped or whatever, and they told me my most played artist was Hiroyuki Sawano. I believe is how you say his last name. But that is the guy who, the composer for the soundtrack of Attack on Titan. And that's because I was just literally listening to that soundtrack like all day at work. And yeah, so there's just so many good ones. We would love to go ahead and hear what your guys' favorite are, because that's an interesting question from Josh. Do you guys have a favorite song from the soundtrack? Do you guys even have a favorite opening? We would love to go ahead and find out. His Apprentice did the soundtrack for season 4. Wow.
Ooh.
That's pretty incredible.
Aww, that's kind of sweet.
You know what I love too? I love the fact that we're finding out obviously a lot about you too, Josh, because this is a very, very new friendship that we have here, and we love the fact that you obviously are very, very knowledgeable in your Attack on Titan info and knowledge and stuff, and that's awesome, man. We love that you know your stuff. We have many friends here that join us each and every week that know their stuff, and that's what's so fun too about streaming live with you guys, is that you guys inform us on a lot of awesome little fun facts, cool little reasonings and meanings behind certain things, in episodes, and yeah, so it's just someone is really good. That's cool. I did not know that.
That's kind of sweet. All right.
But I think we should go ahead and just jump right into it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm ready. I have it on hand.
So without further ado, Lexi's going to go ahead and give us the results on the Q&A and the poll. So do your thing, Lex.
I'm going to go ahead and start with the Q&A that we asked you guys last week. We asked you, do you think a scout has ever tried to cut out of a Titan from the inside? And do you think it would work?
This is actually a question from Josh.
Yeah, from Josh.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. We've also wondered this because, I mean, this is a reference to the last episode where we saw the Rod Rice Titan get blown up from gunpowder from the inside, and we've also just theorized about it multiple times. And yeah, Josh helped us with.
And again, this is barrels and barrels and barrels of gunpowder that a Titan is literally carrying. So again,
it's a lot.
We're talking about a scout, so that's a lot of firepower.
You think a scout could cut out of it?
There's a lot of firepower, and so
because Irvin did say that the tissue is much softer inside.
Yeah, I mean,
but
it's true.
Does that mean that it's easier to cut out, or? It's
an interesting question, and we would love to go ahead and find out from the responses on how our friends go ahead and they think. So let's hear them.
All right. So first response is from friend of the show, Bobby7. Hello, Bobby.
Very cool.
Bobby says, if they were whole, most likely, but unfortunately, any Titan would have healed too fast to make an escape.
That is a great point.
Interesting. Yeah,
that's a great point, because obviously we know that Titans are able to regenerate, right? So if you go ahead and you're carving a Titan from the inside, you would only imagine that just the Titan itself would probably instinctually start beginning to heal itself, right?
And then the steam would also But
is the steam? Are you burning yourself, boiling yourself quicker by you're trying to go ahead and cut through, and all of a sudden it starts steaming up, getting even hotter?
At that point, it turns into if you're on the inside, at that point, it turns into a sauna.
Yeah.
So it's just going to keep getting hotter.
Because it would steam from the inside, right? Because steaming is the healing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's nowhere else for it to go. Unless you slash all the way through, then it can escape out. But if you're not all the way through, it'll be steaming inside.
But that's a great point, though, from Bobby. It's, I don't know why I didn't even think about the Titan just regenerating itself and stuff.
Yeah.
And healing itself.
I did not think. Thank you for that insight, Bobby. That's really interesting.
Another friend that obviously knows their stuff too, because Bobby, he goes in, he responds pretty much every single week, and we always have great responses from Bobby. So thank you so much again for another amazing response.
Next up, we have Hater Xenon,
who is our friend Josh.
Our friend Josh. I repent.
AKA Denji, AKA Dobby, AKA Jaegerist 101.
No, you have Jacob confused.
Oh no,
that'd be Jacob. Yeah,
Dumb.
that's Heise. Because Heise says I'd be Denji and get out of a Titan.
But I repent, aka Hater Xenon, aka Josh.
Yes.
He said that just Josh is fine. But he says, I'm positive it's happened. No way every scout was crunched on.
Yeah, I mean, again, it just depends on the scout. I think that if you have a scout that is, that's, I guess, kind of a more well-trained, not as frightened, higher ranking scouts.
Yeah.
that is not going to go down without a fight. I mean, I guess, yeah, but those are very few in Attack on Titan, at least so early on, right? If we go back in history, I mean, we're not really fighting against Titans back then. Titans are kind of just roaming, doing their thing, and while human civilization, they're all staying sheltered inside the walls. I mean, yeah, the scouts are the ones going out there, but how many times do we see early on in Attack on Titan when the scouts come back, they've lost so many numbers, you know?
Yeah.
And
unfortunately.
And I don't know. I think that there's very few scouts that would go ahead and put up a fight if they were eaten by a scout, you know. And the ones that kind of come to mind, I think, would be obviously Levi, somebody that no doubt would go ahead and carve his way out.
He would fight his way out.
I've wanted to see Levi get swallowed whole, and just from the inside, slice a head off.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that'd be amazing too. Yeah, that'd be just cool. Just thinking about it, even just visually, right? It's like, wow, that'd be an iconic moment. And he would definitely act fast and be efficient. I mean, another one that comes to mind, obviously, second in terms of, you know, the scout order of Titan killing, and that'd be R.I.P. Mike. I think Mike, if he was swallowed whole by a Titan, obviously he was ripped apart by Titans, you know, and stuff, but he swallowed whole.
Didn't give much of a chance.
Yeah, I think that Mike for sure would have gone and put up a fight, you know. I mean, do you have anybody else in mind that you're kind of thinking of?
Other than like Mikasa?
Yeah, Mikasa, of course,
but
you know.
I'm just thinking about the fact that I feel like I'm having deja vu because we literally talked about this exact thing from like season 1 where we reference Hercules and how we're like, oh yeah, the way he like cuts his way out after he gets swallowed and then it keeps growing heads and then oh, what a throwback.
Yeah, I mean.
But that's all I'm thinking about right now.
Hercules is like a demigod, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Hercules obviously can because he's a demigod.
He's
Do we have any demigods here? Do we have any demigods here in Attack on Titan?
We don't know.
I mean,
is Ymir a demigod?
Technically Eren at this point.
I guess Eren is as close as a god as there is in Attack on Titan because of just everything that he has manipulated for his favor. But yeah, I mean, again, thank you so much. I feel like we're getting a little bit off track here, but Bobby, thank you so much again for your response. Do we have more?
That was yeah. So we had Bobby, that was Josh, and now we have I am Storm, who is Heisei, aka
Dobby,
Jacob,
aka Denji, aka Jacob,
and we have Jacob. Says he simply says no because no.
No because no. I mean, yeah, simple as that.
Sure.
I mean, again, we know that these Titans are a force to be reckoned with, you know, regardless of their nature, whether they are the kind of pure Titans outside or whether they are abnormals or Titan users. Obviously, you know that you don't, more than likely not, there's very, like, small percentage chance that you're surviving, right? And that's, if you survive, it's probably because they are allowing you to survive. You know, they're like, kind of just not worth your time. But yeah, I do want to say, I thanked Bobby twice. I believe the response before that was actually Josh. So, Josh, thank you for your response.
Yeah.
And obviously now, Jacob, thank you so much for your response, and it's very, very just to the point. No, because no.
Yeah,
and we love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And next we have another friend of the show who's joining us, Eddie.
Yes.
Eddie says, no, I don't think so, but would work enough. But it would work with enough speed from the ODM cable.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing too. Is that would you be able to go ahead and generate enough steam inside this kind of like stomach sack that we see was spilling out from, you know, obviously
you'd have to like shoot up
the Rod Titan
from the stomach up to the neck.
Yeah, it's like
I feel like you could also get out through the stomach. Well, it'd just be harder.
Yeah.
I mean, he wouldn't die is the thing, but you could still get out, but he wouldn't die because obviously you're not cutting through the nape. So the Titan wouldn't die.
No, that would be badass. If you go ahead and you freaking slice through that nape from literally inside of the throat, just like, boom.
Just shoot straight up and...
Yeah, I think that would be like the coolest. I mean, that's basically what the question is, but about like... Because not only did you escape, you also killed it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about it snatching you up again. Yeah, extra credit.
Points,
You're just that cool.
Yeah. The only one that could pull that off
thinking about
is
the whole like speed aspect of it with the ODM cables, I didn't really think about that. Good insight, Eddie. Great insight. I didn't really think about that.
Levi's the only one.
So just Levi could do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Smaller in nature, can go ahead and generate speed a lot quicker. Obviously, he has his method of attacks and stuff, you know, where it requires a lot of velocity. And I don't see anybody else being able to go ahead and do that. The closest person would probably be Mikasa, but I think that she still wouldn't be able to go into it. See, that's close there, Heist. I know you were on the same wavelengths here, but
I was thinking about that.
I
I
just-
was like, what about Mikasa?
I don't know if Mikasa quite is up there. She's close, but I think Levi might be the only guy.
Okay. But thank you for that, Eddie. Next we have, and last response is from our friend of the show, Kyron. Portraits by K.A.
Yeah.
Says,
Son.
I feel like
No,
it'd be
not
a
Kenny.
Drax moment in the second Guardians of the Galaxy. So, no, I don't think it would work.
The one where literally he's inside that yeah, he's trying to
He
go
can't get out.
exactly. Wow, yeah.
But
That's
we did
true.
have the Irvin Smith say that the tissue's inside. It'll be much softer. That's my Irvin Smith impression.
Pretty good. Yeah. Imagine
But-
Irvin Smith, the commander of the Guardians.
Yeah. There's nothing that
No,
they
remember
really
the
about
Instead of
Irvin-
Star-Lord, instead of Star-Lord, let's mix them a little bit. You have the human that is, I should say, the human that is taken from Earth, right? Taken away from their family or whatever. Let's just say, like, again, to give you a little bit of a weird scenario here is that Irvin's father was just killed by the government, but Irvin, as a young boy, just going out there and running out into like the open field or something. Or let's say he goes outside the walls because he's just like, no, dad, whatever. Somehow he's able to go outside the walls. And then Yondu just, hey, there's a human.
Yeah,
Bring.
mine.
Whoop. All right, we got
Picked
one.
him. But how do you think Irvin would like react to dealing with Drax and like Mantis and Rocket? And
I feel like if Irvin was
I think that
anybody
he would
from Guardians of
domesticate
the
them.
Galaxy,
he would domesticate them? You think that
Yes.
they would be like more like
They would
polite and
be-
more like, yes, sir?
They'd be like way more well trained.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
that's true.
Yeah.
Look at what Irvin's
No,
able to
because
do
the
with a
biggest
bunch of
thing-
scared grown men as scouts and stuff. He's able to get them to literally commit suicide.
Yeah, because the biggest thing is that like
Well, it's not hard to get
obviously
Drax to
they
do
don't
that.
they don't really respect Peter because they're like, what? Bro.
And then Irvin
but then
Smith,
when they see Irvin, they're gonna be like, "That's a man to respect."
Yeah, but then
that's my commander.
Irvin goes on his Guardians of the Galaxy like adventures, but then during the rumbling, coming from the sky, Irvin returns to go ahead and take care of Eren Yeager, right? Because he goes back to his home. He, for whatever reason, and he comes to find out that shit's been happening
What's
over
the
there,
name
right?
of-
Yeah.
Irvin or Aaron is Irvin's ego,
Eren is Irvin's ego.
the big planet.
Yeah. Oh, ego, as in
Yeah,
like the actual
ego,
character
the
ego.
character
Okay. I
ego.
was thinking like I'm trying to think of like I know
No,
Eren
no,
has
the
a big
character
ego,
ego.
but like, I
No,
don't know.
but
the
Aaron is
character. Okay.
Irvin's, like legitimate like ego.
Yeah,
He has to go
the
back and
planet
save his
destroyer,
planet.
so to speak. You know.
Yeah, Jean is the warlock, and
Sean.
I was gonna say Connie, but I was like,
And
no.
Sasha
Jean's
is
the warlock.
Mantis.
Yeah, but
I honestly
like the
feel like-
idea of them being still them, and then you obviously
and you just
weird
have
like
Irvin.
just blend
Bless you.
of weird realities, and then how cool would it be if like they're fighting as obviously as hard as they can, you know, the scouts and stuff like that. Unfortunately, Sasha would not be part of that battle, but and then you have like they're almost like, oh my god, there's nothing else we can do, and then just almost like that Thor entering Wakanda moment. You just have dropping from like the sky or whatever, this ship and stuff like that, and come walking out to some awesome soundtrack or whatever is gonna be Irvin Smith, right? And this freaking, he probably still has his scout.
Irvin
He
walking
probably still
out
has
to,
his
like,
scout
Cherry Bomb.
jacket, right? Or somehow he has a scout because obviously it was in.
That's his Walkman.
Somehow he has a scout jacket
his-
that's all just
scout jacket
cool
is his
looking and
Walkman.
stuff, you
His
know.
dangling sleeve.
And then I don't know, he wouldn't have lost that though.
I was
That's the
gonna say,
thing.
but he still
He
hasn't
wouldn't have
lost
lost that. 'Cause
I
he was- he
honestly
got taken
think
as a
that
kid.
Irvin
Canon
would
event, he
get.
has to lose it.
And then somehow he had lost it in space somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
No, I've always compared
Rocket build like
Irvin?
a robot arm.
I know.
from or
Now he
something?
has a robot arm, but no, he wouldn't because he'd be like, "I need that.
Yeah.
I need your arm."
But I always compared Irvin to the guy from the first movie from the prison. What a bunch of a-holes.
Oh, okay,
Just-
okay.
It was just like
I honestly feel
Which
like
guy from
Irvin
the prison?
from the first movie.
from the first
Yeah,
movie.
first movie.
The one who looks at him, he like, what a bunch of a-holes.
Because the guy, for whatever reason, it comes to my mind for the first movie and talk about like that prison, or whatever, is that one dude freaking where Groot literally just like sticks his fingers up his nose and just like whatever, and he what does that guy say, like look what we have here, or whatever, and he's like the prison bully guy or whatever and stuff. you remember that?
I remember. I don't. No, I don't. I only remember that
So
scene. I don't remember
he's
your
just a
scene.
tall, like blue-looking,
I can
buff
like
character
visualize
and
the
stuff.
whole.
And then
I can't
Groot
put a
puts him in his
face,
place very,
but-
very quickly. And then Rocket makes it clear to everybody there. He pointed at Gamora saying that this one here is our booty or whatever and stuff, you know, because now they own the prison.
Yeah.
But clearly Guardians left a good impression on you guys.
Well, I remember that scene. I don't remember that. I remember.
I don't remember
I can't put a face
How
on
do
who
you
you're
know
talking
That was
about.
literally in the trailer.
I know. I was like, that's in every trailer ever.
bunch of a-holes.
What a bunch.
When they're all standing
He
up
kinda
with
has an
their flags,
accent.
and they're all lined up in the
What a
prison.
bunch of a-holes.
Oh, Peter Serafinowicz or whatever?
They call themselves the Guardians of
the
the
guy
Galaxy.
who voiced Darth Maul.
Yes.
Sure.
That guy?
What a bunch of a-holes.
He didn't play
Wow.
Darth Maul. He voiced him.
He voiced him, yeah.
In what? In.
In Phantom Menace.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a guy there who played Darth Maul, and then there was a guy who voiced Darth Maul.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
There
I
you
just
go.
know the guy who played him.
Nah, I know you're talking about.
Because he
yeah.
forgot to take out his helix piercing, and now Darth Maul canonly has a helix piercing.
Yes.
Because now they animate it and everything. But what I was trying to say was I honestly feel like Irvin Smith would get along really well with Nebula. I feel like they'd be like great commanders.
Nebula now.
Yeah, Nebula now.
I could see that.
Because it'd be like she's so like straight to the point, has to like get things done. Like that's what
Doesn't
Irvin
explain
feeds
any of
off
her
of.
thought process.
That's what Irvin feeds off of.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
I feel like they'd get along really well. Lex, do you and Zach like any My Hero characters? If so, which is your favorite? Just think you guys can sign two if you want. My favorite My Hero character is Bakugo. I had
know
a
that's your
huge
favorite, I say.
Bakugo, a huge Bakugo
Yeah.
phase. So, still love that man.
Either Mirio or Hawks.
Yeah.
Those two.
Two good choices right there.
Yeah,
Very, very
I
good.
feel like it'd be poetic if you signed a Hawks one.
Yeah. But again, for you to want
grow my
to,
hair out
want us to sign
Need
your
my
stuff is
Kago
again
hair
just very,
back.
very generous, Isis. So
But
thank
we
you.
don't have to sign anything. We're just some random people that like anime.
And honestly, the fact that you join us here and you chat with us, man, that's enough. Okay, just you are amazing. We love you guys so much, and you very, very cool. Earlier on about the question about the openings and stuff, Heisa did mention that he's tossed between season 1 opening and Rumbling. Season 1 outro ending makes him want to cry. Same.
Yeah,
Me too.
that one is like, oh.
Did we miss anything else? I don't say as much, but this is one I will say. I wish I could forget Yep. So Heisa says, I wish that I can forget everything from AOT and just experience it all again.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, wow. Like, it's like I think about that with a lot of songs. It's like, dang, I wish I've never heard this so I could hear it for the first time again.
Yeah. And Zach, do me a favor, go ahead and read that last message.
Ooh.
Oh.
By he's
Coming
coming
Monday, Zach
Monday,
and
do you
Fred
mean Zeno Robinson?
Yeah, Zeno Robinson is showing
Zeno
up. That's very, very
Robinson's
cool.
coming on Monday?
Love Zeno. We're going to have Zeno Robinson on an episode.
That'd be awesome. But yeah, very cool. Do you have any other
But
responses or no?
that is all of the
That's all
Q&A.
The Q&A
Now
responses?
onto the poll. Thank you guys for all of your Q&A responses.
Yes.
Very much appreciated. Thank you guys for all your beautiful insight from your beautiful minds. Next, for the poll, we asked you guys, what is the most insane moment in this episode? Referring to season 3, episode 9, which was last week's episode.
Yes. What are the
Options, in no particular order, are Rod Titan's tomato face.
Yeah, that was pretty insane.
Aaron explodes the Rod Titan, which
Yeah,
we
that was very
just talked
insane.
about.
We talked about that.
Historia kills her father,
Also very
delivering
insane.
that
yeah.
final blow.
Yes.
And Historia declares herself the queen. Dramatic.
Yes.
She's so
insane too.
dramatic.
Yeah.
But also insane.
Very good. So we want to find out what you guys thought was the most insane moment. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So very interesting. These are all very close, I will say. These are all very close
Really?
in voting.
It's about time.
So-
I'm ready for that one.
And with the least votes,
Whoa.
we have a tie for last.
Tie for last.
Both at 20%,
Okay.
Damn.
which is Aaron explodes the Rod Titan and Historia declares herself the queen.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they're both at the bottom at 20%.
20%.
I hope mine.
And the next voted is at 26%.
26.
Damn.
At 26% is Historia kills her father.
Oh,
which
which
means the
means-
top vote getter with 34% is Rod Titan's Tomato Face.
Yes.
Yes.
And I want to ask you both.
What did we vote?
How did you vote?
I am agreeant. I voted for Rod Titan's Tomato Face
Yeah.
because I think it was insane because we talked about this the other day. I think it's really insane because of how anatomically correct it is.
Yes, exactly.
And how realistic it is that I was like, that's the one.
Yeah.
Because I'm a sucker for anatomically correct stuff and for like anatomy stuff because that's kind of my major.
Yeah.
So
What about you, Zach?
I voted for that.
I voted for the tomato face.
Yes.
Yeah, so
So I
same.
remember seeing the eyes in the scenes prior while he was dragging his face along the floor, and I was like, oh, cool. So we're still gonna get to see like a face, and then he comes up the wall, and I was like,
Yeah, no face.
no eyes, no face, no nothing. Okay, cool. And I was like,
Tomato
I
face.
literally remember looking at it and being like, it's like a tomato.
Yeah. And
or like when you like cut like a bell pepper
Yes, that's better.
and
We
all
got a
the
bell pepper.
seeds are like the teeth. But yeah, he looks like a sliced tomato.
yep.
But it's an
love it.
anatomically correct like sliced tomato. You have the sinuses, you have the eye socket, you have the brain, you have the soft tissue, you have the two muscles because your tongue is split into two different muscles. You have that split in the middle. Like that's why I think it's insane because
Oh,
I'm a
geez,
nerd.
here he goes.
And he was somehow able to grind his teeth down to just so straight and so perfectly.
Yes.
But yeah, I am in agreement with our audience. I agree that that's the most insane part. And what did you vote for?
What did I vote for?
What scene did you vote for?
Tomato face.
Yeah, more in agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
love
was
me a
really good.
tomato face.
Name of my
So
future band.
Bakugo's coming in.
Bakugo will be a special edition pop that's
Special
coming Monday.
edition? Whoa, why did she get special
And
edition?
you can
I'm kidding.
sign. That will get Hawks one. And you can sign. Was planning to get anyway. Aw.
That's so freaking cool,
Thank
man.
you. Wow.
discount
What
code.
the
Jacob,
heck?
you are.
I need to practice my signature. Oh my gosh. What the heck? How am I going to sign it?
I got the discounted one.
That's all good.
I'm a special.
Hey, no, I'm
Still loved though. That's the thing. Discounts are very much still loved.
okay with being discounted.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
I mean,
Eddie
I'm helping our boys
chose-
save money.
that's how it is.
Discount also.
Yeah, Eddie chose.
Eddie chose Aaron exploding the nape.
Exploding the
yeah,
nape.
that's what I thought was going to be second.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was
honestly-
going to be higher.
I love the tomato face, but I thought that was going to get first.
Really?
I thought that Aaron exploding was going to get.
It was definitely a very
Higher.
insane scene because, again, let's talk about the fact that we talked about it too, right? When you watch it,
We get a booty shot
it makes it seem like
of Aaron.
the barrels are literally bouncing off of
Yeah.
the like inside muscle tissue of the gums, and it's like, oh shit, Aaron's done for.
Yeah.
You know? But then the next scene we get literally is the freaking explosion and like the Rod Titan bubbling up and just like, and the next thing you know, just full on exploding into giant father chunks.
Father
chunks.
Like,
yeah.
like,
Like a thumbnail.
That one made me
like it's
feel
insane.
something. That made me feel a little weird. Father
You know?
chunks.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
It is,
I mean,
it
it's-
is in our thumbnail.
yeah, that's the thumbnail.
Thank you,
That's-
Nate.
Yeah, shout out to Nate.
Love you, Nate.
But I mean, yeah, I mean that scene was absolutely insane because I mean, exploded, and you just like when you have this Titan of this magnitude and size, you know, just blowing up and becoming literally just shredded pieces of just like Titan chunks, right? And then like you got Irvin's like scouts move, like find the nape, you know, and it's like, all right, very very cool.
I just think the animation was great on it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's an incredible moment, but I still don't understand the fact that that Aaron was able to go ahead and just shield up and block that explosion.
I feel like he.
But we
hung
talked about it.
himself off the wall.
You said he went over and the force like kind of caused him to fly off the wall. So maybe he didn't get a full on just like
Impact.
blunt impact of exactly of the entire explosion, you know? Yeah. Zach just got a Hawks, got on a discount. Awesome. Yep.
Is this your guys' favorite arc? I don't know what my favorite
No.
arc is.
Favorite arc. Wow.
My
that's a
favorite
tough-
arc is the entire series, actually. I got special edition Bakugo because he's my favorite character.
I can't say that because I say that's like the
great.
biggest cop out of a response.
Yeah, it's everything.
Yeah.
I love
don't know
all
if
my
favorite
kids
arc.
equally.
I love everything.
That's the typical parent response.
I love
yeah.
all my kids equally. We all know who your favorite is, all right? You don't need to pretend.
What arc do I love?
The awkward silence spoke
You don't need to
volumes.
pretend.
I don't know what you're necessarily trying to imply.
Nothing. Just tell me what your favorite arc is.
I've been thinking about literally what my favorite arc is, and then
Okay.
there was like an awkward silence. I looked at you and I was like,
just tell me what your favorite arc is. That's it.
like, oh, she must be done talking.
No, that's
Is it my turn?
Mom and dad are fighting again.
Like,
just tell me what your favorite arc is. Tiny bladder.
That's what I'm trying to think right now. That's a tough one. What the heck?
Just say you love them all equally.
No, because I don't love them all equally. I
Levi
hate the
versus
governmental
the
arc. That's by
Beast
far
Titan.
my least favorite arc. And we had to talk about it literally in this season 3, right?
I like Heise's response.
Season 4 is the best. Erase Gabi and it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Factual
I
fact.
very much agree.
War for parody is peak, and it happens usually every episode, and it happened today. You were
It
on a
hasn't
good.
happened in such a long
were on a good,
time.
like,
Can we get a
literally
bell?
3
Can we get
weeks.
a bell from when that happens?
Yeah, I know.
Hit one of the sound effects.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in such a long time.
I do love it when
I dropped my phone.
the scouts went back to Shiganshina to go ahead and battle, obviously, the armor, the colossal, and the beast. And
Yeah, I
there's a
know.
lot of
That one's
awesome
really
moments there,
cool.
too. And then so
I
that,
think that's mine.
yeah, that one's just so
That
cool. So many cool
or-
moments.
That or the charge up to the Beast Titan and then the Levi Beast Titan fight.
Yeah, but I feel like that's kind of in that same arc, isn't it?
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, we get a lot in that one arc.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give an answer and say that my favorite is the female Titan arc
Really?
because that's like the first time we get like a whoa. There's
you know what's funny?
others and they're betraying us and whoa. It's
Like we're
so
saying
new.
this though, like specifically you and me, it's kind of like in a way a little hypocritical from a poll that we had about best season, right?
Oh
It is.
yeah.
It is a little bit
It
hypocritical.
is.
Because for me, I was like season 4, but season 3 is so close, and you're asking me, you know, Josh
Yeah,
asked me
we're
favorite
like, oh,
arc,
this
and I'm
is so
like,
good,
oh,
this
it's
is
probably
so-
honestly
oh,
season
but-
3 this moment, you know, and
So
but
you're switching
I do
sides.
want to say though that Siri flipped the coin. The coin said season 4.
Season 4. We'll
right?
see how it plays out.
And like I said, you know, at the start of that, when we discussed that question, I mean, people voted because we literally worded it so far, and obviously your mindset can change depending on how season 4 ends. And season 4 was the most votes, right? I believe.
Yeah, season 4 won.
Ooh, whoa!
That's a little
Pixis is the
disrespectful.
Mineta of AOT.
I don't agree.
You watch your goddamn.
You have to elaborate
You
on
watch
that
your
one. It's just because
goddamn
Pixis, you know,
just
he,
because he's a little bit of a creep.
a little bit of a perv.
No.
Yeah, but
no.
he does it in like a tasteful way though. Mineta doesn't do it in a tasteful way.
Mineta is so bad that when the creator and the author of MHA answered everyone's like, we need an LGBTQ character, he was like, here's Mineta.
Yeah.
This is your offering.
It's like here, Mineta's what is he
Wow.
bi or whatever? Like here, Mineta's bi.
He's
Here.
like, I love you, Deku. I love you so much.
I'm like, really?
I don't know what I would do without you.
That's who I have representing me in the anime.
Hey, all I
That's
wanna
the
say
only
is-
bisexual.
That was
Oh no
the-
no no.
I believe that's the only one.
Toga's also bi.
Yeah.
was-
I'd rather
Say-
have Toga represent me.
Yeah.
Toga. But that was one of my favorite like manga mic drop moments. When I read that, I was like,
Yeah, he's like canonly like
Pretty
canonically
tough.
has a crush.
everyone
on
was like Deku and Bakugo, Deku and Todoroki, and he was just like,
I don't
like
wanna go on that
Kirishima and
side of the
Bakugo, and he
fence.
was like, here's Purple Ball Boy.
But I have a feeling though, Mineta is just gonna be a character where it's
Don't
just
ever disrespect Pixis
never
ever
gonna
again.
find love.
Oh, that's too much of a shame. Wow. Oh wow.
You know, you just want everybody to be happy, but sometimes it's difficult when
Some of us just want to watch the world burn.
Mineta is just
He
like,
just
Mineta
wants
is a
to.
joke. Yeah.
He just wants to be knocked out by Midnight's Mist.
Yeah.
That's all he wants.
I will say
Don't
though,
even get me started on Midnight.
Pixis would certainly be okay with being sat on by a mountain lady or whatever.
Oh,
Giant Lady Titan.
Listen, read the last comment
Mineta's gonna have-
by Josh.
Mineta's
mean,
gonna
the-
have decay, I bet.
What? Mineta with decay. So he can't touch girls anymore.
Yeah.
He's a baby XD grape juice. Yeah, Mineta's a diaper baby.
Yes.
I still think about the whole like when he was like looking. What was he doing? Like looking through a peephole or something for the. Oh no! He thought that he could go like over the wall
Yeah.
to see the girls
That's
like
when
in their
freaking
sauna.
Koda was like sitting there.
Yeah.
And he's like, huh? And why was Koda Why were you sitting up there?
I know. Why were you up there?
With the birds.
But the thing is when he
Lady of
saw them,
Midnight.
he passed out. But was that the scene when Mineta was talking about like all their bodies and like, oh yeah, Yamamoto, like Momo's beautiful chest and da 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 da, and then you have Kia.
They said everything except for like
what the
literally.
heck is her name?
Yeah, the
Kyo.
earjack. girl.
Yeah, the earjack girl.
Like she was
What
the one who
heck?
was overhearing it all, and she was like, he didn't say anything about
I know,
me.
she's like, he didn't say anything about
Like,
me.
wow. Yeah.
Earphone.
Maybe because he respects you. Kyota something.
I mean, we have all the answers right here.
Oh my god.
Question, I'm going to leave you guys with something. Do you think Mineta pees grape juice?
You know,
I
I
don't
think
want to.
Mineta pees regular pee. But if he wanted to, he could definitely go ahead and piss out some grapey juice.
What the heck is her name?
The Invisible Girl? Yeah, Invisible Girl is irrelevant.
Kyoka Jiro.
Kyoka Jiro. That's
Kyo-
what it is. Jiro.
And they just refer to her as
Jiro.
Jiro, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or
But I was trying to remember her
Jack.
full name. Kyoka Jiro.
But if we're shipping it, and it seems like that's going to be a direction, right? It's Jiro and
Denki.
Denki, yeah.
the best one.
I think that's adorable.
Yeah, because...
This is My Hero podcast today, guys.
Well, what's wrong? I mean, that's the thing, right? We love talking about a lot of different stuff. Weird question, but have you guys ever been spoiled on AOT before?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I got spoiled on the manga. I know how it ends. I know the
Yeah.
original ending. I don't know the new one.
Yeah, me and AJ also
I
saw
do
the
want to go ahead and
original
disclaim
ending.
here
And-
that I don't know the ending, so I don't want to be spoiled on that.
Okay.
So,
Well, I got spoiled in the original ending,
We don't have to
and
be
I would
talking about that.
prefer to forget it. That's why I never bring it up because I'm trying to of the
perhaps I
many
was,
things I forget.
but maybe I blocked it out of my mind because now that my mind has like suddenly like started thinking about how I've been spoiled by it, I do
Quit
remember
thinking
seeing
about it.
some
Just turn
stuff.
your brain off.
That's what I usually do.
But there's definitely been some spoilers. Yeah, we've been
I just
spoiled by
block
some
it out
stuff,
and pretend I didn't see it.
and yeah,
And I'm
thankfully at
angry.
least I can remember nothing too big as far as spoilers go.
Heiso says, I think Lex could be a Toga live action. I would love to, but
I just realized neither of you are caught up on the manga. Toga's getting some fire content right now.
then I would definitely love to be like. I'm just gonna play all of like
That's a tough
the-
spoiler
all of,
right
like,
there.
The bitches.
I remember being spoiled by Annie being the female Titan because I liked her design and looked her up. Damn. Yeah. See, curiosity got the best of you right there.
Yeah, that's one of those things where you just like can't search things up.
Yeah.
It's like when you go on Google and you search up your favorite character and it says death at the end and you're like,
Episode they
damn.
died.
Yeah.
yeah, and you're like, what?
That's why you can't go on Twitter anymore if you don't want to get spoiled for anything.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Or I got spoiled on Instagram actually. Like I was like swiping through.
It's funny how we talk
And
about
it
Guardians of
was
the
there.
Galaxy, and just because I mentioned Twitter, I opened it, and this is the first thing I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
They're listening.
Is there a person who,
Heisa
Yeah,
has a
agents are
question for
listening.
you.
is there a person who wanted to be Dobby?
I would not mind that.
I would love to be Dobby.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody necessarily in this room specifically wants to be Dobby, but I mean, if any of us
I
were
would
given the
be
opportunity to
honored.
be Dobby, then yeah, live action. I mean, not that I can recall.
On list. No, we don't know.
No, don't think so.
But
Overhaul
yeah,
would be
anyways,
awesome.
I just realized we were talking. Oh, I want to be overall. Well, yeah,
Overall is badass.
Yeah. I just realized we were talking about the poll. So, how do you guys feel about second place being Historia killing her father?
I agree.
It's a huge moment. I mean, obviously for her and her character
With
and
his
with the
big
development and
screen.
stuff, you know, and again,
flashbacks.
just the entire, just it really kind of like symbolizing her overcoming so much of her own insecurities and so much of her being dependent on other people, and then she decided to do this for herself, despite Commander Irvin, despite others not even wanting her there on the battlegrounds, you know, and. She told him pretty much straight up, like, if you guys want me to be your queen, then you need to let me do this. And again, as how, you know, fate has it, she's the one who found the nape. She went ahead and she did the final kill.
Yeah.
Awesome moment. And now Historia's a badass.
And
Yeah.
you have to realize, too, this is the first time where the cycle's been broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Well, she really broke that generational trauma. Look at her go.
You know what? Speaking of trauma, and we're talking about Historia here, is that the manga, I mean, I came across
Snipe is
some
dope.
really like shitty stuff about Historia and how
Really?
they, obviously it's very tame in the anime about them just telling her that you're next in line to be the queen. Whereas in the manga, Levi literally has her by the throat, lifting her up and like intimidating and threatening her that she will become queen, which is why she ends up punching him like later on and stuff, you know. But they made it kind of
They made it more like
more of kind of like funny thing,
easier to digest.
They made it more playful in a sense.
Playful. That's the word I was looking for.
PG.
Yeah. But yeah, she's
Dang.
You can't have
unfortunately
Levi
Astoria,
holding up a child by the throat.
Astoria has been dealing with a lot of BS, and but again, it's a huge moment for
I feel
her.
like he wasn't actually holding her up. It's just they're the same height. He was just like,
Yeah.
oh no, she's shorter than him.
She's shorter. Yeah, she's the shortest character.
Yeah, she's very small. She's like 4'10". I don't know actually.
But I think that obviously that does deserve to be second in votes.
Yeah, and then the last being the Eren exposes the Raw Titan. We were talking about that, but then also Historia declaring herself the queen. And I feel like that's on the bottom because that's not as insane in the episode because it's kind of like talked about a lot. It's led up to like we have multiple episodes leading up to it, and
great point.
it's still great. It's still an excellent scene. It's just not as insane because we are able to like prepare for it more.
I feel like the dub takes away from that moment for me.
Really?
Because in the sub, I was like, yeah. But when I was rewatching the dub, I was like, are you okay?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
But yeah, those are all the votes.
Wow.
Thank you so much for everyone who voted.
Yeah.
I'm a Racerhead.
You are Razorhead.
I'd rather be Snipe.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Draw
thank
these
you.
ne'er-do-wares.
Thank you for all who voted on the poll questions. Look out on the Instagram on our story because we post them every week.
Yes.
Q&A and
yes, we do.
I mean Q&A and poll on Instagram.
And it's very nice too when we
So thank you
do
guys.
Q&As and we have to go ahead and think of something, and then but when we have our friends bring up awesome questions and we're like, oh hey, maybe we can go ahead and ask our friends on Instagram. And it's always nice when you guys help us out with coming up with awesome questions. So
Yeah. So thank you guys for that.
yes.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys. What do we got going on here?
Me and Isaiah are dueling over who's going to be who.
Snipe.
AJ's a Racerhead.
I could be a Racerhead, no doubt.
Aizawa for sure.
I could just see AJ in a sleeping bag in front of a classroom.
So you wouldn't have to. You could keep the scruff and then keep the long hair
Yes.
and
High five.
just be tired all the time and you'd be fine.
Which I am. I'm very tired all the time.
You would-
I have those tired eyes, and
You would make an excellent Aizawa, but
think
that's
so,
too
too.
easy for you. We have to give you something harder.
you know,
I'm
I
ready
think
to
that I
draw
can definitely
these
be an excellent Aizawa. I'll just talk like this the entire time, and I'll tell those damn kids, go ahead and do your work. Otherwise, I'm going to remove them from my class. And if you don't, then I'm just going to erase your quirk and stare at you the entire time.
Then I'm going to get that water dude.
You need to be
give
really
me
good
lip
at like
gloss.
keeping your eyes open, not blinking. You would have to train for that. So for the rest of this episode,
You know what?
are
I'm going
not
to go
allowed
ahead
to
and
blink.
He
remove
just
her
blinked.
quirk.
What is my quirk?
I don't know. Whatever it is, you can't use it.
Okay.
You just see the piercings fall
Oh, you
out of
know
her
what?
face.
Your turn.
What is the quirk?
That's for you to decide. I don't know what your quirk
His
is.
quirk is like he's basically present,
extrovertedness-
Mike.
My extrovertedness just disappeared.
And that's
I'm now
my
an
audition
introvert.
as Aizawa.
My quirk is extrovert.
Do you think
AJ
Aizawa?
stares at me and I'm just like,
Extrovert.
You think Aizawa can look in the mirror and turn off his own quirk?
That's could be interesting there, but that is like a
limitless
loop.
quirk theory?
That's a loop of weird, like kind of craziness.
Yeah,
right?
what would end up happening?
Danny DeVito's Gran Torino.
I would love that. Wait, but who would play the young Gran Torino though? Like when he's like tall and like handsome and.
What was that movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah, there
where
you
him
go.
and Danny
Yeah,
DeVito are
when they're
twins?
twins. I haven't seen that
Yeah.
one, but I know that.
It was funny.
Yeah.
I watched it like a couple months ago. It was
Really?
funny.
Yeah. Don't know.
Have we recapped yet? We haven't recapped, have we?
No.
I mean,
No.
kind of, but
I think that what is important to recap is.
the insane scenes from the poll question.
I think that what we need to recap though is what happened with Kenny.
Oh yeah, the very ending.
Yeah, the episode ended with Kenny being literally near death.
The only one surviving from the.
from his crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he finds a nice tree.
Somehow.
To just go ahead and rest, and he can't even rest because that damn runt Levi just appears out of nowhere, and it seems like Kenny has a trick up his sleeve still because he shows Levi he still has he's got a way to potentially survive, and that is with the like Titan serum.
Yeah. He's still got the needle.
Yeah.
He's got the syringe
that he can go ahead and do. It would just turn him into a freaking, it would just turn him into a pure Titan. He wouldn't be able to, even if he ate Levi, he's not changing back into a human, He would have to go ahead and obviously eat a Titan user. But yeah, that'd be interesting to go ahead and see Kenny in Titan form.
Yeah, Josh says, always under the tree.
That's what it is, man. It's just all those beautiful symbolisms.
Where I was like, it's always around a tree. There's always
trees,
someone dying around
you always
a tree.
have those specific flowers really kind of symbolizing,
and a bird
peace and love
flying
and
whenever
stuff.
we're talking about freedom.
Yep, exactly. Josh, stop. You're spoiling the ending. Oh. Careful, Heise.
Hey, Heise, you're
do
spoiling it by saying that.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
But yeah.
Can't spoil what's already been spoiled.
But yeah, I mean, so Kenny, he's the only one that survived, like Lexi said, and we're gonna kind of go ahead and find out. I guess not necessarily how Kenny survives, because we know that he is able to just escape from the chapel collapsing.
We just get to see a little bit of the in between.
Yeah, a little bit, but this is gonna be very Kenny focused episode because something we've been getting in little like glimpses of in past episodes is a specific character by the name of Udi. Mm-hmm. And Udi's going to be very important for Kenny, and we're going to find out why. Mm-hmm. So again, guys, this is season 3, episode 10. This episode's name is Friends, and this will be part 1 of our breakdown and discussion. So without further ado, narrator, go ahead and get us started.
Of course. So this episode begins as we hear some clanging as the MPs appear to be building some sort of platform with a banner on it. Commander of the MPs, Mild Doc, watches as an MP approaches to say,
Commander, we're good to go.
Mild Doc announces to his builders,
now, drop it.
And the MPs drop and reveal a new banner, seemingly to indicate symmetry and a new united mindset along the 3 walls. Potentially a new mindset adapted because of the new queen.
Potentially.
However, back at the damaged open plains and forest nearby the cave in the underground chapel, we flash back to Captain Levi examining the wreckage. And a scout runs in a panic to report to Levi.
Captain Levi!
Captain Levi turns around and responds.
What? You look like you're gonna shit yourself.
The sweaty and alarmed scout reports.
We found Kenny Ackerman! He's still alive!
And then Levi gasps at the news.
Okay, interesting. So very quickly, let's go ahead and let's talk about this very quick moment that happens literally at the very start of the episode, before the intro. And I want to talk about what the MPs are building here. Mm-hmm. Obviously, this is new kind of banner and stuff. And we all watched the episode, and I want to get our thoughts on what we think this new banner really indicates. What does it mean?
Just like a new, under new management kind of thing.
Okay.
Like new ownership, new queen, the old king is gone. There's a new, like setting the tone for like a new leadership taking place. Okay. Is what I think.
Interesting. You have any thoughts?
Communism.
All
walls get equal privilege and treatment.
Okay.
Interesting.
Because I feel like that's something that a story would want, would just be like, no matter which segment of the wall you're in, you get treated the same. It doesn't matter anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. I mean, for me, I think that when you had the walls, right, they're still in their kind of like wall formations. You have the 3 walls, but instead of having different symbols on them, all 3 have the same symbol, right? So for me, again, I interpreted that in being like, okay,
unity.
There isn't going to be any kind of like hierarchy. There isn't going to be any kind of like, all right, this wall gets certain privileges and whatnot and stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's how I kind of interpreted it, being a united front, right? But then you have in the center of it is almost like this kind of like, what is it? Almost like was there like a cross or something, like a plus or something like that, with like almost like a base or something, or I don't know, like, I'd have to go ahead and go back and see it to see what exactly it is. But, yeah, I just think that it's going to indicate, like Lexi kind of mentioned, under new management, but also, like you meant, like combination of you guys, instead of, again, having different goals, we want to have the same kind of idea on what we want to go ahead and accomplish here, right? And it starts with the queen, and then from then on, it goes down the regiments. You know,
Yeah.
All
we know
walls
that-
matter.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yay!
speaking of banners,
Oh, you guys don't like my banner? You guys don't like my design?
yeah.
You got his feelings hurt.
It's all good, bro. You can leave it there.
I was just betting him.
Yeah, I just think that again, it's just new mindset of just now having all of each other's backs and stuff, you know. And I think that some of the events that had taken place, and we know that the MPs, they were against the scouts, but the scouts somehow were able to go ahead. Well, obviously with Urban Smith leading the way, you know, really showcase what's really been happening, and that is the collusion and whatnot within the government, and really opening the eyes of Nile Dog. Because remember, Nile himself was like things are kind of weird here, but I've kind of been going along with the government. But then he realizes now from Urban of like, okay, the bigger things are happening here.
Yeah, there's other stuff going on.
So I think now, again, just the eye-opening of having, you know, the commanders kind of being on the same page now, right? It's like, okay, you want all the regiments to be working together as a united front, soldiers working alongside each other, right? They understand
United
now.
humanity.
They realize now that there's a lot of big issues to come, and you know, they need to fight together as one. That's just what it is. And unfortunately, that doesn't.
I agree.
It doesn't stick that way.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously we know what happens down the line as the seasons kind of go on, or especially in season 4. But I will say that the MPs they're doing better.
Yeah.
You know, we see here that they actually are working and building this new kind of platform, this new kind of banner, because how many times they just like, all right, no, we don't want to go ahead and do that. They'll get some of the, newer MPs to do it, or maybe they'll go ahead and they'll just kind of put off to the side. But there's a little bit of a sense of urgency from the MPs, and that's kind of what you want. So, and then we talked about it too. I think it was last episode. Like I said, kudos to the garrison soldiers for actually fighting alongside the scouts against this Rod Titan.
Yeah.
Because they so easily could have been like, look, no, we don't want any part, to do with that.
Yeah.
And especially
we aren't
considering
in combat. We aren't in on Titan combat. That's not what we're here for.
Yeah. But
they didn't do Titan combat.
I like to think that, yes, united nation of the walls, and we have a new queen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So.
I think you mean to say turning over a new leaf, but I agree regardless on your opinion.
Yeah.
I agree that it's like a new beginning. I'm just now reading Josh's.
Yeah, interesting.
The MP's got all the baddies, Hitch and Annie on top. What about there's literally Mikasa, Sasha, Hanji. What are you talking about in the scouts?
But
there's Levi.
Josh is just saying right from the get-go that Hitch and Annie are his preferred.
They're his top tier baddies. Yeah. Okay.
Hanji, baby.
But all right, shall we continue?
I guess we could, because the only other thing that maybe to go ahead and mention was Levi returned over to that to the wreckage there, right?
Yes,
we obviously are aware of that because we talked about it.
And we hear that great line.
Yeah, and Levi and his lines, he has a great
Levi and his poop jokes.
Sarcastic.
There's no way you just said that they're overrated. No way. No way you just said that. It's so disrespectful.
But damn, yeah, I mean, you got to think, like, what was his reaction? What do we think the first thing that came to his mind? Because obviously he gasped at the news of this, right? Like, the fact that the scout in a panic tells him that Kenny Ackerman is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he was like, Levi generally was like, he thought that was it. It was over for Kenny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably just like,
do you think that's why he went to the wreckage? Is maybe to go ahead and find Kenny's body?
Yeah, probably.
Do you think maybe he volunteered and be like, I'll go to observe and see what the damage.
Also, he was there, so he could be like, yes, that person.
Yeah, and also just confirm for himself that Kenny is dead, right?
Yeah.
Confirm casualties.
But
so obviously Kenny didn't go far because scouts were able to go ahead and find him. So whenever you're ready, Lex, we can go ahead and continue.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and move on. As we continue the episode, we continue our trip into the past as we see a young adult Kenny desperately trying to avoid being eaten by a Titan as he nervously swings his dagger into the air. The Titan, however, manages to grab a hold of him. As the Titan holds Kenny up in the air with one hand, we can hear Kenny's thoughts.
For a long time, I actually figured I was the strongest man in the world.
And the camera pans away from the Titan hand, and we see that this Titan is the founding Titan controlled by Uri. As Uri focuses his attention to Kenny while he's seen visible from his Titan body, Kenny's thoughts continue.
So this is a Titan. I guess they really do exist.
We zoom in on Uri as he has a strong focused gaze, zeroed in on Kenny as we stare into his piercing purple eyes. And Kenny continues.
Within the walls, no less.
A horse attached to a fallen over wagon aggressively neighs in a panic as we can see a young man standing next to Uri's partially developed Titan body with his rifle in hand, pointing it at Kenny. The young man is actually a young Rod Rice, and who's also Uri's brother. He says,
Good. You hold him right there, Uri.
Uri quickly responds,
Hold on, Rod. Don't shoot. Someone must have told him we'd be here. Probably a council member. We need to determine who it was.
Young Rod responds.
Fine. Make him talk with your power and I'll shoot him after.
Uri tells his brother,
That I cannot do. This is a guess, but still, I'm fairly certain that this man's part of the Ackerman clan, which means that his motivations for raising a blade at me are entirely his own.
And Kenny acts quickly as he throws his dagger towards Uri, and Rod Rice panics and worries, looking towards his brother. He sees that Uri blocked the dagger as we see that Uri put his hand up, showing that the dagger went through his forearm and stopped right before his face. Rod yells out to Uri,
If you're not willing to kill the bastard, I'll do it for you.
A defenseless Kenny now yells out,
Ah, shit! Hey, are you really the king or what? Why don't you do the magnanimous thing and let go of me? Get your big hand off me. I gotta get out of here. Come on, just give me one more chance and I'll do the right thing next time.
As young Kenny continues his panic plea, Kenny continues his narrated thoughts.
Against such overwhelming power, I had nothing. After all, he could have crushed me to death at any moment. Violence was all I had, and for the first time, it failed me. Looking back on it now, I don't think my family's persecution was all that big of a part of what drove me.
We see Uri's Titan hand place Kenny back to his feet, releasing him. As Kenny is frozen and surprised, Rod is also very surprised as he asks his brother,
No, why'd you?
Kenny then falls to the ground in pain.
You hurt my leg.
Rod Rice now notices Uri releasing himself from his Titan's body.
Hey, Uri, you're crazy. What did you let him go for? Your voice won't work on an Ackerman. We have to kill him.
As Rod continues to point his rifle at Kenny, and as Uri walks towards Kenny, Kenny still has a trick up his sleeve. As he quickly pulls a gun from his coat and points it right at Uri. Uri stops, as we see Kenny nervously shaking, pointing his gun. Uri then drops to his knees, causing Kenny to wonder what's happening. Uri now informs Kenny with a heavy heart.
Considering the persecution that your family's put through on my behalf, you've a right to hate me. That said, I must apologize, because I cannot die just yet.
Uri now bows to Kenny.
Please, forgive me.
Both Kenny and Rod are stunned and confused.
Even within the tiny world of the walls, I couldn't build paradise. I'm such a fool.
Kenny continues his narrated thoughts.
He was such an omnipotent king, and he bowed down to a piece of trash like me. His Titan form, it shocked me plenty. But when he bowed, that rattled something inside me like nothing ever had before. I asked if he had any use for my blade, and Uri nodded.
The scene changes to young Kenny sitting in a council meeting room, boots kicked up on the table, with his hat slouched covering part of his face.
Next time the council met, the man who tipped me off about Uri was gone. In his place sat the Rice's new dog, legs kicked up on the table. I'd found myself a new line of work. I felt a bit pathetic for doing it, but that did bring an end to the Ackerman's persecution.
Kenny now overlooks what appears to be an underground city.
Now, walking around in broad daylight was still more risk than it was worth, but I had fewer enemies.
All right.
Yeah, very interesting here. So as fate has it, Kenny came across the founding titan, and we find out that it actually was because somebody in this council tipped him about the location, whereabouts of Udi, right? Obviously, somebody in that council was kind of being shady too, right?
Yeah.
We don't know who that was necessarily, at least not in this episode, but Kenny found out very quickly that this guy is a force to be reckoned with. And who is this guy? We talked about this guy, Udi, is one of the members of the Rice family, and he is an older brother to Rod Rice. He is one that became the founding Titan, and we see that he has this kind of mindset of a very kind of holy person, a person that actually you can see he is very self-aware of his lack of protection maybe towards humanity, but he also is a forgiving person, because in this instance, I mean, he has every right to go ahead and kill Kenny, because I'm sure Kenny went to find Udi to kill him.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I mean,
he's got a sense of justice.
Yeah, which is good when you have somebody who's kind of, running the show a little bit. But this is a very interesting interaction. I'm assuming this is the first time that they obviously meet each other. And Kenny himself says that this is the first time he sees a Titan, because he's like, wow, so these are one of those Titans, huh? And I will say, if the first time you see a Titan is the founding Titan, then that's going to be gonna leave an impact.
Yeah.
Right? And then this Titan we see is literally like a, again, half-developed Titan that is essentially not even a full body. It's pretty much torso up, not even fully developed. We just see kind of muscle tissue and stuff, right?
Just there to get that job done.
To the cannonball scene.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. This Titan is just face down, hand up, and just holding on to Kenny up in the air. But obviously Kenny's not going to just willingly die like that, right? Somebody who really wants to go ahead and kill Kenny is we see a young Rod Rice, and he's adamant about doing the being the one to go ahead and kill him. If he obviously sees that Udi holds back a lot, right? And again, he's just trying to be there for him as a brother, which is, it's admirable, because a lot of people in his shoes, probably wouldn't even want to go ahead and be involved to begin with if you don't have necessarily any like powers or whatever. But at the same time, I guess you would have the confidence knowing that your brother is the founding Titan.
I mean, like, he will have my back, even though.
Question: that scene where Udi says like, "Oh, like I can't die yet" or something like that, is that the flashback that we got?
Yeah.
That was the same.
Yeah, it was the flashback that we saw. Was this moment where he's just bowing to Kenny, and Kenny's afraid, pointing his gun at him.
We found it in all of Kenny's flashbacks.
Yeah.
For when he was. This was at the end of the last episode when he was walking over to the tree.
I believe so. Yeah, because we talked about how last episode kind of really symbolized the fact of your life flashing before your eyes. I thought we got
that when Historia slashed the Nape and killed Rod.
With him,
maybe.
I think with Rod Rice, I mean, we saw. Remember the moment where he's pleading to his father. He's stuck in that cell. There's a moment where his brother's telling him like, "I'll handle it from here. Just pray for me." And
that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
no, you're right.
and then some
Udi flashback.
And then Rod is also trying to kind of like, he's talking to Alma, who ends up being he's like confiding her, right? Feels like she's the only person that can understand.
You're right.
We see him looking down on her dead body.
We got that. We got the one I was thinking of
with Kenny, as Kenny is sitting down in the tree. Yeah. And so let's kind of go ahead and talk about again just this moment here of Udi sparing Kenny, of all people, Kenny the Ripper. Don't know if necessarily he was Kenny the Ripper to this point. We see he's a very much younger.
He seems to know that he's an Ackerman, that is Kenny.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Which is, again, let me find that kind of cool, because this is something interesting that Udi tells him, and he tells him that my guess, I'm fairly certain this man is, like you said, like part of the Ackerman clan, which means that his motivations for raising a blade at me are entirely his own.
Yeah.
So again, does that have to do
he
with
wasn't
the kind
sent
of
to kill me.
lineage of the Ackermans and the Rice family and stuff, and how they're kind of just drawn almost magnetically together and stuff? Because obviously the Ackermans were the ones that are kind of like the protectors, right, of the Rice family and stuff. And so that's kind of what he is insinuating here.
I think he's insinuating that there wasn't someone that was a part of another group that was sent out to kill him, like someone that
There was no third party.
trying to think, because I'm sure that they do have, obviously they have enemies, being the Founding Titan, being royal family and everything, that they would be sent out for like assassinations. But I think that they're like, oh yeah, he's an Ackerman, so he's supposed to work with us, so he has his own personal motivations.
Yeah. I do want to go ahead and kind of talk very quick, but I mean, chat real quick. But do you have a point too, Zach, to kind of?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty similar. Like, I feel like one, it confirms a third party for them,
Yeah.
and two, it means that, well, they already understand the persecution, so they're like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just like a confirmation. Like, well, he wouldn't do it unless someone brought him into it. And he's probably only accepted it because of the persecution. So it's more like a confirmation of them than anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. But I do want to go to chat because we have some really good comments here, and one from
Interesting
Josh
insight.
saying, "I've always wondered why Udi aged so fast. He was a kid when he got the founder, and at his final year, he was old as hell. Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
something
only
we've also
13 years
questioned
later.
as
He should
well
have been
too.
like 26.
Yeah, like
He
we've
should have
all
been like
questioned it.
28.
Like, do we have any kind of potential thoughts behind that? Were we
I
given
think
any
it's
sort
just
of
gonna
answers?
be what happens towards the end of you having the Titan.
Uh-huh.
Maybe
Like,
because it ages you quick, but
Maybe certain Titans kind of take a toll on the body. I would imagine that the founding Titan would be one of
because
those.
that's what Josh says, and in response to Heise, in response to
probably
him,
accelerated his aging.
and said maybe it's a
So-
royal founding
The
Titan.
founding Titan caused you to age in dog years or something. you
Yeah,
know?
he said maybe it's a royal founding Titan thing. Which what other people of royal blood have we seen with Titans? Zeke, obviously, but
Zeke never
Zeke-
became the founding Titan though.
no.
So the only other person
He's just
was
of
I could think
royal
of would be
blood.
like Frida, but Frida obviously was like what 2 years into
Yeah,
it, 2 or 3
Frida
years
was
before
too
she died.
I feel like it's just any Titan ruler once you get to
wanna
the
ask, what-
end of it. Like once you
Well,
get to the
we've seen
13th
Titans
year,
at the end of theirs before. I'm pretty sure. Like, isn't Zeke reaching his end?
I will say
Aaron's
though that
reaching his end.
another Titan user that was towards the end of their tenure and who looked pretty old, and we don't know that necessarily their age, was Aaron Kruger.
Yeah,
And Aaron
true.
Kruger was another character where you see him, he
That's
again,
who. Yeah.
very experienced, very old in the kind of face and stuff, you know. So
I feel like that just happens more in the last year.
Last year just
so looking
ages
up
you.
here, and again, it's exactly what Heise and even Josh is kind of in response to. He's saying that here on Google, I should say, the reason to his old appearance could be effects of the founding Titan. Says each Titan holder experiences this. We can assume that these inheritors age faster than any other human being. So there we go. I guess if you are a Titan holder, then it makes sense that the effects of, you know,
I feel like that
Having that
happens
Titan.
as your Titan's regeneration starts to wear off at the end of your tenure.
yeah, maybe. But yeah, that's one thing that I always found very confusing was every time it showed Udi, he appeared to be very old, very experienced
Yeah.
and stuff. You know, obviously he's a wise character. But when we see him acquire the founding Titan,
He's a child.
he looks, yeah, he's exactly, he's
Yeah.
a child, you know? So in this specific scene, we can imagine that he probably had the founding Titan for a few years, right? The moment when he meets Kenny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there we go. I guess it has to do with the effects of that specific Titan. Maybe the Titans again. Each specific Titan has its own wear and tear factor on the user. Some probably worse than others. And again, the founding Titan seems like it would be something that would take a toll.
Yeah.
If you have the ability
'Cause
to
you have-
cause people to forget,
Yeah.
like stuff,
You can alter memories.
Yeah, then-
And you're of royal blood. You have
Yeah.
all of this power in this.
control, you know,
Titan,
Titans and stuff.
Then
and
I
all that,
think it
then-
would age you more.
Yeah, I think that it definitely would.
I would be confused if he was like a jaw Titan or something and was like aging really
Yeah,
fast. Like,
exactly.
what? All you do is bite stuff. What are you talking about?
Eddie has a question too. Because I have a question. Why did Kenny ever try to make him renounce his vow?
Why did or why didn't?
I know. Eddie says, why did Kenny?
Why did Kenny ever try to make Udi renounce his vow?
Interesting.
About like making the. Is he talking about Udi's vow about like he vows to like make, like to rebuild humanity, like make everyone, you know.
Maybe that's something that we're gonna go ahead and find in next week's episode because, this is just kind of the
Tip of the iceberg.
The introduction we have of the two characters here of Udi and of Kenny, and I mean with Kenny in terms of trying to make him do anything. I mean, right here, Kenny literally says that he is the new like lapdog.
Yeah.
You know,
he knows his
but Eddie clarifies saying that. I mean, why didn't he make him break the vow?
Oh, didn't. Okay, got it.
But I just think that he just felt that maybe he didn't have enough of a, kind of
standing with them.
Yeah, I mean, the guy saved his life. He's kind of just doing things for him.
Along for the ride at this point.
Know?
Yeah.
I mean, he in the scene where he's there in this council meeting, he seems like he's just kind of like almost slightly uncomfortable, but he's also just trying to just.
Yeah.
He's just there, which the guy that Kenny replaced, I mean, do we think Kenny sold him out? Or did Udi just know? Because Kenny tells us that, there's a new member of the council and this guy has his feet kicked up over on the table, obviously showing that it's him. And the person who kind of tipped Kenny about the whereabouts of Udi is gone.
Yeah.
Was he just removed?
I feel like Kenny just straight up was like, that one told me. And then Udi and Rod were like,
interesting. Okay.
Dunzo Bunzo. Get him out.
No longer part of the council.
Yeah, I could see that.
And
he probably didn't like explicitly tell them, but he probably was just like, like, was it him? And they're like, I'm not saying it's not him. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I say even says Aaron isn't so old, so it wouldn't affect him. Well, we don't know because Aaron has just acquired the Founding Titan, right?
Yeah, so we don't know.
But also Aaron doesn't really have a human body anymore at this point.
Yeah, he's
he's just chilling over in the
God.
He's
in the paths.
He's his own thing.
Yeah. I did see something kind of earlier, I think maybe a couple days ago, where if Gabi didn't shoot Aaron's head off, would Aaron's Founding Titan body be just more than what it is here and we see in the anime, in the manga, where you just kind of see this skeletal type of creature with this head?
What you're asking is, do you think that
would he have an entire body?
He has this more skeletal body with just these tiny legs and a head. Or he has this because
it's kind of
his head was shot off.
Yeah, it's kind of
I think that the form doesn't matter based on what he had prior.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the
It
end of the
also
day,
comes back into our Rod Rice being like, oh, could he not walk because Historia broke his back, flipping him,
that's true.
and then he transformed. But
yeah, we did have a question about that.
we don't know.
I feel like.
But again,
Well,
it's Aaron healed himself
Aaron
before he
has so
transformed.
much
Yeah.
power, and he can literally create Titans now.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like he can just create his own form.
Yeah, he definitely could.
Okay. Interesting. Have any other kind of questions you got here? Why didn't? Yeah, I mean, a giant attack Titan. Maybe Aaron's
1,000
Vexor
feet
is.
tall. Yeah, his Titan is huge.
Yeah, Aaron doesn't age because he's the GOAT.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's got plot armor. He has to be attractive. He's the main character. Also
So
the main villain.
in terms of this scene here, this has to be the first time that maybe it's the first time, but because it kind of surprised young Rod Rice. But do we think this is the first time that Udi kind of generously spared somebody who tried to kill him?
No, Udi seems like a very much peace and love.
I feel like it's the first time they've been put in that situation.
Yeah. Other times it's been like, oh, I have to. He was sent out to kill me. I have to punish this person. Other times it's like, oh no, this is personal grudge. Let's talk about it. You're an Ackerman. Let's talk about it.
But just to kind of segue into this next kind of part of the episode we're gonna get, this is one of the few times that we see this this large underground city.
Yeah, I think it looks really interesting because they're not like pillars. It looks like they're in like a super dense forest.
Yeah.
Like it looks like really long tree trunks It doesn't look like man-made pillars, but also it could just be like
In a way,
organic stuff in like a cave or something. It almost looks like a cave. It almost looks like a really dense
kind of
forest.
almost like slightly resemble to me a little bit of like the underground chapel. You know,
Okay,
where you
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
have like
with the
those pillars,
pillars,
right?
yeah.
Stuff, you know. So my thing was like, okay, is this city kind of created, you know, for unfortunately people of a certain kind of, you know, like
class,
like level of
economic class.
yeah.
You mean the
know?
dirt?
Yeah, so unfortunately, these are people who aren't even the dirt. They were under the dirt. Yeah, like they are, you know.
Unfortunately, very poor, and also not even like because of their own work. It was because like the Ackermans were like shunned from society.
Yeah.
Just like people that were like shunned like
People who were put
socially.
down.
Like not only not only were these people like economically poor, they were also socially poor. Like. So obviously this underground city is not somewhere where you want to be, but it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it looks like it's cool. It would make for an awesome kind of live action. I think that would be a very cool.
Everything in there looks organic.
Yeah, and I think it's funny too because I know what Kenny meant about like being out and about walking in broad daylight, but I don't think they get daylight. You know,
No, they do
not. Not that underground
That
city.
explains why they're so pale.
But
Yeah.
it's kind of pretty.
It's true.
All of their little,
Yeah, that's a good point.
lanterns and stuff at night. But
Talked
yeah.
about the malnourished child that we're going to be introduced to again in this next part of the episode, but it's like, you know, a lot of those characters we
no
see.
vitamin C.
This just, yeah, I
E.
mean, there's
No vitamins.
No vitamin.
but nonetheless, again, yeah. So here we go. Kenny somehow found himself in another crazy situation. Now he has this new job, this new kind of you know, line of work as he describes it, and he said he feels pathetic doing it, but he said it brings an end to the Ackerman's persecution.
Yeah.
Which again, they only
It
know
is what it is.
they only know so much about that Ackerman persecution. You know, they're kind of like, oh, this is why, but why did it happen? I mean, not so sure, but we know that's just how things are now. So again, it could be
It just became like normalized in there.
yeah, it could have just been
Societal
wiped from the
norms.
memories. You never know. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's find out more about this underground city. So whenever you're ready, Lex.
So as we continue Kenny's story, we see young Kenny in what appears to be a rugged motel looking for someone. A man working at the front desk looks through a check-in book.
Cool hell, huh? Oh, well, if you mean Olympia, that woman's been sick for so long now that even her old regulars quit using her.
Kenny now opens a door and walks into one of the rooms. We see someone laying in bed covered with blankets. Kenny approaches, and we see a deathly ill woman laying in that bed, eyes closed. Kenny, in his Kenny fashion, tells the woman,
Woo, you look rough. Damn. Have you lost some weight? You're like a skeleton. Hey. Kuhel.
Suddenly, a young boy whispers, "She's dead." Kenny is surprised and then looks towards the other side of the room. Kenny notices a young malnourished boy and asks him.
And you?
The boy slowly looks up at Kenny.
Are you alive?
The boy stays silent.
Oh, give me a break. You're not deaf, are you? Can you hear me or can't you? You got a name?
And the boy whispers, "Levi. It's just Levi." Kenny drops his stuff and sinks to the floor as he rests his back against the wall.
I get it. I get it, Kuhel. That's probably a good call. The family name did you no favors.
Kenny now tells young Levi,
Well, I'm Kenny. That's my only name. Me and your mother knew each other. It's nice to meet you.
We see the room as the light from the door being opened shines on Kenny as we see young Levi in fetal position in the dark. The scene changes to Levi and others
To Kenny.
staring at, the scene changes to Kenny and others staring at young Levi, quickly scarfing down rations. Kenny continues to narrate.
The only thing Kuhel left behind was an unsociable brat on the brink of death. I wasn't so heartless that I'd let the runt die, but I wasn't about to step in as a parent either. There wasn't much I could teach the brat. Figured gripping a knife was a good place to start. Then it was getting along with others and how to say hello.
The scene shows young Levi standing around dead bodies of people Kenny the Ripper killed.
How to swing a deal and how to swing a knife.
We see Kenny being chummy with a nervous gentleman in a bar as Levi watches from a table.
I taught him everything he'd need to know to survive the underground. I figured he might try and make a go of it on the surface someday. But when the time came, that was something he would have to do himself.
A young Levi stares into his knife as Kenny prepares Levi how to survive. To be continued.
Interesting. So obviously, Kenny is a great father figure.
Yeah. So something that I don't know if I just forgot or I chose to block it out. I totally forgot that Levi's mom was like a sex worker,
Yeah.
like a prostitute.
Yeah.
Because
Was
and
she-
also it was like horribly kept, obviously, because the owner didn't even know that she was, unless he did know that she was dead, and he still makes money that way. But
That's a terrible thought.
no, because I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, she's a
Was she
prostitute.
legit
but-
a prostitute?
Well, he
remember
said
he
that
said
the
that she's-
clients
Her
quit
regulars
using her.
didn't go to her anymore.
Okay.
He said using her.
I guess because
Yeah.
for me, I remembered a certain scene where Kenny talks about how she got knocked up by somebody from the bar or whatever, you know? Like there's almost like this bar that she maybe worked at.
Maybe it
You
was
know?
like a
Maybe she was on site.
serve
Maybe, but
and
maybe it's one of those things where she just kind of like did whatever she could to kind of make a living and stuff. Because obviously we talked
Yeah.
about it. I mean, obviously the conditions here are not the best. They're far from the best. And so I'd imagine somebody who's working as a bartender,
It could just
they're
be
actually
one of those
probably also
jobs.
trying to be a sex worker as well.
yeah, it could just
you
be one
know?
of those jobs where it's on the surface. She's a bartender, you know.
And when you have a young
see
boy-
what you like, and then you have inquiries.
She
and
probably did that because she has this young boy that she can't,
Needs to survive.
feed. She can't go ahead and
Or-
support, and so
Yeah,
she probably
needs to make
unfortunately
money.
has to go ahead
Probably picked it up after Levi was born.
and. You think?
But,
Yeah.
or unless it was something she was. I mean, it could have been something she was already doing because she did get knocked up by someone at the bar.
Yeah.
She was already trying to make ends meet. She only, probably made herself do it more because Levi was born. Making sure not to have him keep that last name, obviously. Like Kenny says, didn't give him any favors. But I was thinking, like, the owner doesn't even know that she's dead. So is he still somehow profiting off of... This is a really morbid thought. But is he still, like, low enough to be like, yeah, let's still make profit off of her dead body and give it to the boy? Like, still, like, her regulars can still use her while she's
I
dead?
don't want to think that's the case because even like
'Cause how
like
did he
the
not
quote
know that
here
she's
says
dead?
the regulars quit using her.
Yeah, how
So
did...
for all we know, maybe the last person who did it.
Well, now we have to look
Realize,
at the
damn, she's not
definition of
moving anymore.
using.
Damn, I think this.
But somehow
think this girl's dead.
and just like left in a
And then
hurry.
the guy's gonna go ahead and leave, and he's just gonna be like,
He's just gonna
"All
leave in a
right,
hurry.
well, I'm done here." He's not gonna go like, "Oh, hey, by the way, there's a
She
dead
died.
woman up there."
Yeah.
Like no, you're just gonna leave, not
yeah,
tell
that's
anybody.
true. We
and
don't know
stuff,
how long she was dead there for.
Yeah, I mean,
But
Imagine being Levi in that situation, just watching that.
no, they definitely have to put him in. He definitely like goes out in a different
And
room
how
or
did he get
something.
back in the room?
Because he lives there. That's his mom.
yeah, I don't know.
I
It's
don't want
just-
to think about this
It's
anymore.
weird to go ahead and try to put logic to this because whenever we do, like in
It
this,
just gets worse.
in moments like this,
It just gets.
logically,
You don't want to think more.
this
about
whole
it.
thing is all bad news,
Yeah.
right? So
So I don't remember her being a prostitute, but I probably blocked it out of my mind.
I don't know,
Dang.
but so
She
we
worked
know
so
her
hard
name
for
is
that money.
Kuhel,
Uh huh.
and
Yeah,
Is
Levi
this-
doesn't watch. Levi goes to school. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Levi does not watch. He
don't
goes
so
to
does that
school.
mean this is her like prostitute name then? Is Olympia?
Yeah, her prostitute name is Olympia, which is
Yeah.
kind of tough. Kind of tough. That's a pretty cool prostitute
You mean
name.
Olympia? Yeah, she's been sick for a long time. Even her regulars quit using her.
That old goat.
Yeah.
She's been sick for a while. Does that mean she's been dead for a while? Or...
Um,
I don't really want to know, but you know.
unless this man was one of the regulars, and it's just like
I know.
I know how you can go ahead and continue to live in that room,
Yeah, I know. Levi, you want to stay alive, yeah?
which is again, it's all just bad news, right?
mom's still
But
gotta work.
unfortunately,
In the
Levi's mom is dead. Who knows how long she's been there? Obviously, Kenny didn't really see her often because
He had no idea.
he had no idea, and when he sees her, he's very
sick.
taken aback by her appearance.
Obviously, she had to have been sick for a while, and it probably could have been a bad sickness because she didn't have the funds to, like, you either pay for medicine or you pay for food.
Yeah.
And let's not deal with the medicine. Let's just pay for food and housing and deal with it.
And then, if we were to guess, how old do we think Levi is in this moment?
He's definitely malnourished,
4 or 5.
so I don't think he's as young as he looks. I think he's older, but he looks really young because he's so malnourished.
So what would you guess?
I'm gonna guess that he's probably like 10 years old here,
10?
like 9 or 10,
Interesting.
and he's
The
just
highest I
extremely
could
malnourished.
see is like 7.
I'm trying to think of like every 9 and 10 year old that I've
Yeah.
ever seen that honestly looks like Levi. So I would even guess older.
Yeah. Well, the thing too, we know that Levi is very, very small in stature, and again, he's very malnourished. So for all we know, maybe he is kind of older at that point. Because
always
think
have
about his
Google.
age, like in the story, he's in his 30s.
Yeah,
You know. So I guess it could make sense
that he's like 10.
that he is kind of there at that point. You know, around 10 years old.
Because then
stuff.
20 years later, yeah. Because then Kenny at this time isn't that old.
Yeah.
It would have to be a good amount of years.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of going off your theory, I mean, it does kind of make sense, you know? We know that, again, he's very malnourished.
Yeah.
I mean...
I think that he's older than what he actually looks. Because you see how big his head is?
Yeah, but also, too,
He's
that
supposed
just
to be
means...
a lot bigger than what he is.
That means, too, that, damn, if he is, again, that old, then he has seen some shit, man.
And like understands it because he is that old.
Yeah. Are you by chance, is that looking and trying to find out how old he was in that scene?
I'm trying to find it.
Yeah. But...
I'm obsessed.
So again, to go with your theory, let's say hypothetically he's 10, right? That means that obviously Kenny has not been a part of his sister's life, you know, for 10 years, right?
Yeah.
More than that. Maybe he decided to go
Which
and
makes
visit her.
sense.
Maybe he decided to visit her because of this new kind of line of work that he has.
Yeah.
And now he has some pull. Now he has, you know, kind of like people watching over him now. He's not just this guy who has to protect himself. No, he's got
Yeah,
the
now
Founding
he's
Titan kind of there,
Yeah.
you know, and stuff.
He's got a little bit of power, some
so-
protection.
He goes and he sees his sister. We got 10-year-old malnourished Levi. And unfortunately, his sister is dead. Kenny
He looks
doesn't.
like a skeleton. Well, she's dead.
Kenny doesn't inform Levi that this is his sister because he just says that we knew each other, right?
Doesn't say, oh, he's not going to tell him we're related, so
Yeah.
that it's not like I'm not obligated to take care of you. It's just
But again, something that's interesting is something we talked about as far as the Ackerman name is that Levi's mom obviously didn't tell Levi his name. You know? Because again, that goes back to with the moment when they find out Kenny's last name. That is the first time that Levi is hearing that,
Yeah.
right? And Levi is kind of like, he doesn't really think like, oh, that's my last name too. He's like telling Mikasa like, isn't that your last name?
Yeah.
Any relation or whatever and stuff,
yeah,
you know?
like no, you guys are related.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
So what?
Or not related,
When
but
is
like
the point
somehow.
that Levi realizes that he's an Ackerman? Do we know? Is it going to be coming up in this scene? He doesn't know yet, does he?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't know what his relationship is until Kenny
I think
dies.
it is coming up.
Until Kenny dies and tells him that
Where
that
he's
was
like,
his,
yeah, that's his sister.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You're
So
right.
I think it's coming up that Levi realizes that he's an Ackerman.
I don't think he knows right now. I think he just
Yeah.
knows his last name is Ackerman. That's the same as Mika says.
Yeah. So that with
I was
Levi,
raised by him.
Levi. Again, he introduced himself as Levi, just Levi.
Just Levi.
And then Kenny's just like, oh, I guess so. I
Good
understand
idea.
why my sister did that. Yeah, it was a good call. And he just says, I'm Kenny, and that's my only name. Right? Interesting. I do like that kind
First name basis.
I do like that kind of that moment here in this episode where the scene shows again Kenny kind of with the light hitting him, and then you got Levi, young malnourished Levi in the dark. You know,
It's almost like, oh, like Levi is seeing him as like hope.
yeah, it's kind of
I
like
mean, it
again,
sucks being like, Kenny is your hope. But I mean, to get taught how to survive in this horrible like underground city, like, I mean, Kenny's kind of the best to learn from.
You know, and we know that obviously Kenny just kind of
Saw
taught
how
what
Levi turned out.
Kenny taught what he could in such a short time because we know that we saw, I think last week's episode, we saw Kenny witnessing Levi being Levi as a teen probably and stuff, you know, he has his knife in hand. He's kind of like, you know, threatening like an older man.
Yeah. Levi looking much healthier.
Yeah, but
Obviously still
Kenny
being
leaves.
short.
Kenny leaves, and so again, Kenny decided just to do what he could for the kid and just leave and
How
do things.
long was Levi in the underground between Kenny and Irwin?
Oh, I have no idea. But
No
what
clue.
did you search up?
Find anything in your
I looked
5
every
minutes of
possible
research?
search.
watch me?
No, I've got no luck.
I'm gonna try to pull up a mom mode and see if I can find it first try.
This is the ultimate AOT question.
Yeah. There's a lot of talking about like short and stuff like that, you know, and
Yeah, trying to
whatnot.
guess.
Talking about his height.
His current age is mid 30s.
Yeah, we know that he's in his 30s, but even though he's doesn't look it.
He's 5'2".
Levi's height based on his parents' height and his age, weight, and current height.
He was 23 when Irwin found him in the underground.
Really? 23?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
What?
Wow.
I was looking at. He's probably like 10.
Well, when Irwin found him, not
Oh, when
Kenny found
Irwin-
him.
No, yeah, but still.
23.
Like, I feel like-
That's still a long time. Kenny took in Levi somewhere after the
Sorry,
year
guys, we'll go ahead and we'll get to
1829,
your questions.
which is the same year Udi inherited the founding titan, and Levi hardly looked 10 there. Even if we push his birth year to 817, it makes him only 33 in year 850 and 37 in year 854. Okay.
Let's find something.
Yes. Hold on, let me fully read it first.
Oh,
What are the numbers?
Hold on.
Okay.
I found something too.
We might be on the same thing.
I don't know if this is canon or not, but are you looking at the same one? No, yours looks
No,
different. 'cause
I'm
this
looking
one,
at.
it
I'm looking
shows
at this one.
that Udi
What age do you
inherited
have?
the founding Titan in 829.
Yeah.
At some point during his 13 years with the Titan, Kenny and Udi met. It can be assumed that Kenny found Levi and his mother shortly after meeting Udi. So what
Yes.
we need to figure out to determine Levi's age is, one, what year
The
did
year.
Kenny meet Udi? It is for sure 829 plus. I cut it off at
Yes.
833, assuming Kenny and Udi met within Udi's first 4 years of the founding.
Mm-hmm.
How old was Levi when he was found by Kenny? It says, how old do you think Levi was here? While we know Levi is naturally small and was incredibly malnourished here, I can't see him being 14. The minimum age for him to be the popular 35 years, right? 35 years of age. Aaron and the others are 15 during the main story and were 12 when they enrolled in the Survey Corps. Aaron and Mikasa were 9 when they killed people who murdered Mikasa's family. He just looks and acts too young to me. I assume that he's 11 at max here, and more likely 8, but that's just my opinion. I crossed out things older than 11 in my chart, but you can ignore the line if you think we...
Okay,
Somewhere
so
between
what
8
I
to
have,
11.
what I have here is that I guess at a convention or something, Isayama was saying something about like him being 13, but it doesn't make sense with the whole years and everything. Like how in year 829, Udi inherited the founding titan, they met, da da da. So has to be around 830 when Kenny goes to see Kuhel. That is practically speaking. This is all guessing. So they're saying that Levi has to be around 10 or 11, and that is already like stretching it to the oldest he could be is 11.
Okay.
So he's probably around 9 or 10. So I'm right. That was just my guess. A malnourished 9 or 10-year-old.
There you
So
go.
let's say
Well,
he's between the age of 8 to 11.
Yeah, wow, that's insane. Wow, and again, that just goes to show if he is that old, he has seen some terrible stuff. All right, we have some questions really quickly from chat,
Has
right?
syndrome. He has to be tough to make up for his height.
Then what probably happened? Levi's little man syndrome. He has to be tough to make up for. Yep.
Not even
yes.
like little. He's just malnourished and is short.
Very
and he's just
much
really skilled.
less graphic than Berserk.
Yeah,
I remember I told you.
You and
Oh my
I
God.
told you how
Berserk
Gus was
is-
born, right?
Yeah.
Berserk is.
Interesting question, Bad Bats.
Oh,
That's
that was
something
when
else.
Nate was here, dude. I told AJ how Guts was born.
Let me think about that.
How he was born? Is that like the grape stuff? I'm not gonna say the actual word, but it's take out the G. Okay.
Well, that's part. I didn't tell him that part, but I'm telling him like when Guts was actually.
Oh. I wish Marco was here. Marco is obsessed with Berserk. I hate it and love the Berserk series. Yeah.
Do we want to talk about Bat's question?
What Femtoda?
Yeah.
So Bat's asking us, who would you ship together in AOT?
Obviously
Berholt.
Mikasa and Aaron. Duh.
Son Aaron.
I wouldn't mind Armin and Annie. I don't mind that, but they kind of like already, spoiler, they kind of already like talked about it, I guess. But like, then there's that whole can of worms of like, well, is that Armin's feelings or is it just the memories of Bertold? Like, okay.
What do you think?
I don't think. I don't think at all.
Do you have
Zeke and Hanji.
Zeke and Hanji?
What is your, what?
That's
I don't know why.
very different.
I just feel like I
expecting
could see that working out.
I
I was going to
cannot.
suggest a Hanji when I was going to say Hanji and Levi. What
And
do you guys
Levi?
think about that? But
Mama y Papa.
I don't know why. I just see Zeke and Hanji.
Zeke and Hanji.
you don't know
Yes.
why?
No.
Zeke and Hanji? What?
That's very interesting.
That is weird. They're literally on like opposite
And
ends.
have they really why can't they?
I don't think they've ever
do they
talked
have they ever meet?
They've like never
Nope.
talked to each other ever.
I just think their personalities would be so funny together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're here. Josh says Zeke and Hanji. I'd say Zeke and Yelena more.
I think Yelena's too young for Hanji. I mean for Zeke.
Yeah.
Actually, I ship Yelena and Hanji, actually.
Well, what's interesting too is that with Hanji is obviously she is genderless.
Yeah.
He is genderless. She or he genderless in
in
the
the manga.
The thing is,
But
I'm
has
not,
a female voice actor in the anime.
I'm not
so-
big on shipping as a whole.
You
Yeah,
aren't?
same. Kind of just like if it happens, it happens. I would kind of like I know
It's
that
not
there's
my
like
story. I
there's
don't
like
change
I feel like I only ship characters when it's clear that you're meant to ship them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the whole like when we're watching Tokyo Ghoul, like duh, you're supposed to ship Kaneki and
Toka?
that one girl. Yeah, Toka. Like duh, you're supposed to ship
Toka.
them. But
Toka.
it's not something like in My Hero, that kind of shipping.
I love the moment where we get confirmation about in season, is it 3, when Kaneki is no longer Kaneki. He is kind of
Heist.
I say.
no, is it Heisei or whatever?
Yes.
Well, when he has just kind of like the little bit of
Yes.
white hair and all
Yeah,
that,
that's
but
Heisei.
He's Heisei.
different persona and stuff like that,
Heisei.
and he has the person in his crew. He kind of alludes to maybe being a guy, but then he's like maybe it's not a guy, but then when he comes back to being Kaneki,
Yeah.
right?
And they're, like, in the
then,
cave.
yeah, they're in the cave, and then just full on like, why won't you call my name? Why won't you
know.
call my name or whatever and stuff, you know?
And doesn't she call him Teach? too?
yeah, Teach, yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you call my name
Yeah.
Teach? And he's like, because I'm not into him. I'm
Yeah.
Toka. Duh.
Yeah, and
Some
that was
straight.
Or shipping the detectives together. Or not the detective, but yeah, in
Amon or something like that.
yeah,
or,
Amon and I forgot her name.
Yeah.
Aren't they both like I don't know if you guys have watched Tokyo Ghoul. I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm on his
Actually.
goated character.
Yeah,
But,
he's cool.
yeah.
He was my favorite character.
But yeah, I'm not big on shipping in general, but I just feel like Hanji and Zeke, that would be fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm just,
talking
I'm
about?
Take
just
the history
gonna say,
away, just their personalities.
What did we talk about?
yeah, Sasha
Remember?
and Niccolo, but you know, all right.
Yeah.
What did we talk about though when we talked about shipping people? And I remember I was kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to ship anybody in that group or something like that. Do you remember we were kind of talking about?
I feel like were we talking about Connie and Sasha, or were we talking about?
I don't think we were talking about
Was it the
anybody.
Levi squad?
No, I can't recall. But we were talking about a specific kind of group of.
Oh, me and you were talking about One Piece.
Yes, about shipping. Yeah, we were talking about that at
Shipping
your
in One
place.
Piece.
Yeah, that's why you remember because I was like, was that here in the pod? Or was
I've
it?
never seen. It. I
Yeah.
wasn't there.
No, that was when we had.
Yeah, we were over at your
Vince over
place.
here.
Yeah, and then yeah, I remember my answer was I don't want to ship anybody in that group.
And I was like, boo.
Yeah, but yeah, the guy who doesn't like shipping people was like, boo, ship someone.
I know.
Because AJ doesn't
None of
like mine. AJ doesn't like my
Agree,
suggestion.
agree.
Yeah, I just didn't see it, but
I see it.
but yeah. So the ones that make sense, obviously, and the one that a lot of people want to see is obviously Aaron and Mikasa.
Yeah. Yeah. Josh says Mikasa
Aaron and
and Aaron
Historia.
forever.
Aaron and Historia.
She's pregnant with some dude's kid, some farmer's kid.
Yeah.
Ryan and Historia. There we go.
Rhina does deserve
Rhina
to be happy.
He needs a win, bro.
Yeah, Rhina needs
He deserves
something.
to be happy. Oh, why aren't we shipping Falco and Gabi?
No, no one thinks Gabi should have.
Gabi and a 12 gauge shotgun.
Falco Falco deserves someone way better.
Yeah, I mean Sasha and Niccolo is a great one too, but alas.
R.I.P.
Yeah,
The thing is I'm not big into shipping. I only really ship the ones that are already like insinuated. Like I'm not gonna like randomly ship. Like,
so okay,
like, my hero
Sasha
level.
and Niccolo or Sasha and Connie?
Sasha and Niccolo all the way.
Okay.
I don't think Sasha
Niccolo.
and Connie should. I think that
No,
they're just
I don't think
Sasha
not.
found
They're
a
like-
man that can cook.
It's like brother and sister. That's what it is
yeah,
with
they have that
Sasha
brother and
Connie.
sister bond. I
Icon
couldn't see them
duo.
like dating.
2 brain cells.
They're purely platonic.
Okay.
But
What's a ship that happens that you know you're just like you hate it?
that happens and I don't like.
Yeah.
Like in any anime.
Potentially an anime if you have any.
Shit
in
that
Attack.
happens that I don't like.
Yeah. Falco with Ymir, they're both kids.
The first thing that comes to mind is the ending to the anime Erased. You've never seen it, so I'm not gonna say. But
I agree. I
don't-
wholeheartedly agree.
I really did not like the way it ended.
Interesting.
I mean, it was okay, but I feel like, yeah, whatever. I'm not.
Made me
gonna,
mad.
You need to watch it.
Okay.
It's only like 12 episodes. You need to watch it.
Yeah.
He's too busy.
Too busy.
He's trying to
with
catch
One
up
Piece.
before August 6th on One Piece. Year 5. I'm having a watch party. You're coming. You don't
Do
get
you
a
have any?
choice.
Do you have any guilty pleasure ships like of any anime? Because
Guilty pleasure. I
She
have
said guilty pleasure, and what anime came to my mind for you?
yeah, I have a guilty pleasure.
no,
anime.
like guilty pleasure ship. Like, is there like a I kind of ship them, but I don't like admitting that I ship them? Because I have that.
Wow, that's a tough one.
I guess I have one now, and AJ
I
gave me
freaking
insecurities.
hate My Hero shipping.
Yeah.
Bakugo doesn't like Deku. No, Bakugo has
does not like Deku.
what's his name?
Kirishima.
Kirishima. Yeah, Bakugo and Kirishima.
That's my guilty pleasure shift.
That's who it is?
I actually okay.
okay.
My two guilty. Maybe it's because I was kind of like obviously during big like quarantine. My Hero. That was gross. That's a whole other thing. But I would get a lot on my For You page because I would like a lot of anime stuff, and there is one that I really like that I think would work out really well. Is actually Uraraka and Bakugo.
really?
Because I like the trope where he's like tough for everyone, but like soft with her.
I just like how she can put him in check and just yeet his ass.
Yeah, same. I also like that. I feel like they would make a great balance. And then Bakugo
No.
and Kirishima, they're just like great bros, man. No one hates a bromance.
Chilling in a hot tub, 5 feet apart because they're not gay.
I mean, if they were gay, yeah, they'd be cute together, but
Do you have a guilty pleasure ship?
Bakugo's not really gay. But I think that Uraraka and
You already made
Bakugo
me
would be
feel
kinda-
self-conscious
kinda
about
cute
mine.
together. So that's your guilty pleasure?
No, Nico, Robin, and Frankie.
Nico, Robin, and Frankie.
One Piece, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to think of one that you can.
Guilty pleasure. Well, I feel like you're never guilty about anything. You're loud and proud about everything you do. So he doesn't have any guilty anything.
I'm trying to think. I guess. Well, we've all seen this. Actually, who would I ship with this kid? This kid's a dumbass.
What?
Trying to think of like My Hero ones. and
No.
stuff,
I'm like, yeah, Genos and Saitama.
Oh, Leorio and Bisky. I used to think that would be fucking iconic.
That's what we just said, Heise. How about Bakugo and the guy with the red spiky hair? That's Kirishima.
Oh, Kirishima, yeah.
Yeah, that's their bromance.
I feel like Leorio and Bisky would be goated.
Bisky's way older than Leorio.
Look older.
Isn't she?
I feel like Leorio would be into that. Leorio would be like, I like
Nah, I feel like Leorio has like.
No,
You were
I
gonna,
just- when I think
you
of
were gonna say
Leorio-
something, and I was like,
No, when I think of Leorio, I think of you and how it's like I feel like his type in women is like your type in women.
Interesting.
like little tiny sweethearts. Like that
No.
Like
came out
no,
bad.
no,
Oh,
Like
I
just
don't like-
gentle.
no, like no, like he likes them attractive and
I like tall, athletic.
yeah, I feel like he would go off of like the aesthetic of a woman,
Yeah.
like you.
I'd be like, wow, yeah, she was
This is just like an exposed episode. I'm sorry. I did not mean to out you so much.
You know what? It is what it is.
Sorry.
It's gonna happen eventually. So
Yeah.
let's get out of the way.
But like pickier with his women. I feel like he wouldn't be into Bisky. Is my reasoning.
No, the Hunter x Hunter one for
I like
me.
goth girls.
The Hunter x Hunter
Yeah,
one
me
for
too,
me
I
is
said.
one where it was very strange and obviously doesn't make sense in terms of the age and stuff. But it was with Gon and freaking what's her name, the one who
Gon
very
and,
scary and very
the Tim Burton
very
one.
goth like. Yeah.
Yeah.
she's the one.
Crap,
who,
what's her name? I love her. She's so adorable.
Yeah.
Oh
she-
my
One who
gosh.
looks like Peak.
What?
She has the long hair.
She has long hair. She doesn't look like Peak when she covers her, so it looks like very much like a witch.
She's
but then
the,
she
like,
cleans up
she-
very
No,
nice.
I'm saying she's clean,
Yeah.
but she has the long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her.
What's her name?
Don't
But
know,
the age
that one was very cool.
is
It's
on
a
the
yeah.
a little
That's,
different.
The age is very
But
different.
isn't the age of consent like weirdly
In anime?
low in Japan?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
In Japan, it's like
horrifically low.
it's
I
like
think
13
yeah,
or
it's
something like that.
13. Palm.
Palm.
what
Mineta
it
and Invisible Girl.
Yeah, that's
No, no one deserves the torture of being with Mineta.
because he gets nothing. I say I like goth girls.
Very fun with that.
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, okay, I did hear about that. It got raised. Yeah,
Raised to what? 15.
I honestly would think that it did. I think it got raised to like 15, something like that.
New
That's still really low though, because it used to be 13, and that's why
16.
16 is still pretty
Wow.
low.
Okay, so now a question that Heise had much earlier in the pod is, what's Mikasa to Levi? What's the relationship? Are they cousins?
Distant cousins.
Like, no clue.
Yeah.
Somehow they have the same last name. No clue. It's kind of like when you're in school and you like hear someone, like whenever like you're like they're like taking attendance, whatever, and it's like, oh, Flores, and you both are like, oh, you're Flores too. That's cool. And you have no idea how you're related, but cool. We have the same last name. I feel like that's what it is.
So you don't think that they're related?
Distantly related.
Oh, okay. So
Same last name, very, very distantly related. Like how we are distantly
So in
related to all
school,
Flores
someone
is
with the last
distantly
name
related
is
to all
distantly
Rosses.
related.
What?
Is that what you said? That like, so in school, you think that you're distantly related to anybody who has a last name? Same last name as you?
Well, yeah, you guys have the same last name. There's some kind of, even if it's like a 1%, there's some kind of
Really?
distant relation. Yeah, you guys have the same last name.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the case with every single person who has the same last name as you. Is that you're somehow related to that person?
I feel like if you go far enough back.
Yeah, but this is the Ackerman clan. They're
No, I
part of the same
understand that.
clan.
Yeah, if it was
So they're distantly related.
okay, yeah. Sorry, I was
What's
just
the problem?
My problem was like I never thought that anybody had the same last name as me. I was like, oh, I'm related to them and somehow.
See, but I feel like that's more likely in my case.
You think? I don't know.
I
do
feel
you
like
mean?
my last name is a lot rarer than yours, I guess.
Yeah, Mexican or
Maybe.
Spanish last names are a lot more common.
Yeah, I don't know.
And mine's
I just
like-
that kind of like I just never really thought about
What
that
is
in the kind
mine?
of perspective where I was like, oh, I wonder if I'm related to that person.
Scottish?
Distantly related. Yeah, distantly related.
I think it's Scottish last name.
I don't know. Ross.
Something white.
Polish.
Something European. How about
Interesting.
Frog Girl that said in season 1, I told you to call me Sue?
Yeah, Froppy.
With who? Froppy with who? Froppy's got a fat crush on Uraraka.
Ooh.
Froppy's definitely gay.
I already forgot. Jiro and Denki. Best one, hands down.
Yeah, Jiro and Denki is good. Josh says they're just a part of the same clan, but very distant relatives. Yeah. You know, like the Flores clan and the Ross clan.
I don't want to be a clan.
Yeah, maybe not a clan. Maybe
wanna
clan
be a clan.
is a bad
Oh,
term,
clans.
especially if you're. Yeah, don't call yourself. Don't say you're in a clan if you're white.
I don't want to be.
I take that back.
I don't want to be a clan.
General, I don't want to be in a clan either.
Yeah,
That's why the Ackermans were shunned.
just because they were a
That
clan.
mentality.
Klansman.
It's like Klansman.
Clans mentality.
Interesting. Well, we're getting into some spicy subjects here.
Incredible final thoughts going on right now.
Yeah. But I mean, we didn't even really go ahead and continue to focus on that part of the episode because we kind of like lost track when we were talking about how old Levi potentially is and
Yeah.
stuff, you know, and yeah,
But he trained him.
it's interesting to go ahead and
Kind
find
of
out.
raised him.
I mean, not for long though.
Yeah, just enough because he was like, I'm not ready to be
Literally
a
was
dad,
like,
but he
okay.
gotta fend for himself.
This dude's holding his own against an adult. I can go ahead and leave now. You
Yeah,
know, literally is like,
he's
hey, bye.
"Ah, he's doing fine. Let's leave. He's got it from here. How is he getting fed?
Just
How is he
stealing
getting
and
housing?
killing and
Stealing and killing.
yeah.
Well, that's much
Stealing,
better than the
killing.
alternative of you continue to get housing as long as Olympia is at work.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Let him plow your mom a couple more times. And
Yeah.
All right. I said it in a much less gruesome way.
But yeah, just that kind of little montage of like Kenny being a father figure. It's just like it shows like this young Levi surrounded by a bunch of dead bodies that obviously Kenny killed.
Yeah.
Right.
Being like a part of like heists and stuff.
He goes and he sees
Here's
like
a
him
knife.
making deals with people where he like literally just imagine just
Take your son
Seeing
to
this-
crime day.
yeah, well, I mean, like, yeah, exactly. Levi is just in this bar watching, you know, Kenny just drink up and be all chummy with somebody who's going to go ahead and probably stab in the back at some point.
Yeah.
You
Levi
know?
basically was just like a criminal's apprentice this whole time.
Yeah.
Pretty much. He wasn't his dad and he wasn't his friend. He was an apprentice.
Definitely. And,
more like a forced student.
as the episode continues, we'll continue to focus on the relationship between Kenny and Udi. And next week,
Join us
crime
in
day.
part 2.
Your son to
No, it's
crime.
literally what it is. Take your son to crime day.
so for Kenny, we're shipping with Kaven, or no? I know we talked about that, but it's more kind of just like a not really relationship, right?
Yeah, Kenny doesn't get shipped with anyone.
Kenny doesn't get shipped with anybody.
Kenny dies alone.
Wow.
Literally.
He does, yeah, but.
Kenny doesn't get shipped with
If-
anyone
if-
because he's not going to let himself become vulnerable and have a weakness of trusting someone. That's a weakness right there. What happens with every like superhero ever? Their love interest is like held hostage because it's a weakness. Kenny's too smart to have a weakness.
it would just really put him on this new pathway in life. And
No.
no, the lost cause.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think that if he
I
found
feel
somebody
bad
he
for
truly
any
loved?
woman that
I
tries
think
to
that the
marry
story.
Kenny Ackerman.
I think the story is great as is, and Kenny dies alone.
Wow. Sorry, I was
I
trying to
love
be
all
there
my
for
kids
you,
equally.
Kenny. There's a lot of characters that die alone in Attack.
Are you going to close out in this episode? Or you want me to close out this episode?
I want
again?
Hitch to be shipped.
Hitch is too problematic, bro. Hitch is she likes the attention. She loves the chase. She loves getting chased. She's not.
It was Marlo,
she's
but
not-
Marlo's dead.
She's not a committed girlfriend.
That was the love of her life was Marlo.
She's not the commitment type. I'm just gonna say that right now. She's not
Really?
the commitment type. No.
I could see her and Marlo in an open relationship. Or Marlo's just like, do what you want.
Marlo would just be getting cucked the whole time.
Yep.
He wouldn't agree to it. He'd just be like, okay, I love you. That one blonde girl with glasses.
Oh, I know that one.
The one that's running on top of the wall right before he's about to seal the hole and is like, listen, you have to get this. You have to get this done. Don't not to stress you out, but humanity is riding on this at the end of season 1.
Rico.
Rico.
Oh, Rico.
That's her name.
She's not blonde.
Isn't the blonde
Rico isn't blonde.
One way to find
her
out.
hair white?
Yeah.
Oh.
Rico's got white hair. But she has glasses,
Who
yeah.
else is blonde? Oh, Nanaba. What about Nanaba with
Nanaba's into girls.
her saying
No,
Nanaba's
Rico's
gay?
blonde.
Is she
That's
blonde?
gray.
I say that's not blonde.
It's like a light blonde.
It's definitely not brunette.
Show me the picture.
Which one? There's like fucking
They're all.
funny.
Yeah, it's like a really pale blonde.
Really?
She's blonde.
It's like a platinum.
I always thought it was like.
She has platinum hair.
I always thought that Rico was much older than what she probably is, just because of the hair.
I think Nanaba is older too.
How much do you want to bet?
I think Nanaba's dead. Rico's still
AJ, how old
alive.
do you think Rico
Levi
is?
would have been great with Petra, but R.I.P.
Ooh, Petra. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was the one there.
that's yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only one that I ship Levi with.
But who's with Minetta? No one. Minetta dies alone.
No one cares.
We went
about
over this.
Minetta.
Minetta and Pamela Anderson.
Pamela, not Pamela.
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 Minetta and a 6-foot hole.
Minetta and yeah, it's just Minetta's hand.
Aww.
Enjoy your work, buddy.
Wow.
Miss you too,
leaving
Josh.
us already?
Dang. We haven't even closed out
wow.
yet.
Well, Josh is gone. That was it,
He's got
guys. Thank you
work.
so much for joining us this
We have
week.
another hour talking
No,
about just
no.
shipping characters.
We've been
I'm
going
kidding.
for 2 hours.
Bye, Josh. It was nice chatting with you, my friend,
Bye,
and
Josh.
we love you too,
We'll
man.
miss you. See you next week.
We'll see you next week. Yeah, I think that's a good segue into
have
us
a-
ending it as well here.
I have a quick announcement.
Oh, Marco. Wow, yeah. Marco, if he was still around. Who
Marco's
would ship Marco with?
really
Marco and Annie.
sweet.
Marco
I
and
feel
Annie?
like- no, Marco's too sweet.
That's why
I feel like if Marco were to date anyone, it would be
Hitch.
Mina,
Marco's for Hitch.
but she died because Mina's super sweet. Historia.
No, Mina and Thomas.
Oh yeah, Mina and Thomas. Historia.
Historia. Wow. I think she would have really taken a
Marco and
liking to
Historia,
Marco.
because they're both super kind people.
Yeah.
I could see
And
that.
then
That'd be very
Rhino would
weak.
kill Marco regardless because
Yeah.
whether it just be with him knowing
Or
too much
jealousy.
or just
Someday
jealousy,
my
yeah.
wife.
Like that damn Marco, he knows. That
have an
damn
announcement.
Marco, he
But you know,
wants to marry my wife.
Historia has Ymir, even though
Nope,
Historia
she does not.
Yeah,
AJ.
even though Historia definitely isn't gay.
I have an announcement.
Oh, okay. Zach has an announcement.
August 6th. I will be busy.
August 6th, Zach will be busy, and
That's-
for
is
anybody
that
who
a
wants to know
Sunday?
why, he's telling us all right
Is it a
now
Sunday?
That is a
catch
Sunday.
up
Then never mind. Oh, is it the 6th? It might be the 5th.
to catch up
is Saturday.
on One Piece. You're telling us to catch up.
Yes,
now,
everyone needs to catch
giving
up
us
on One Piece
all
by August
homework.
5th. Lexi, you've got a lot to do.
I'm not doing that.
But if you skip showers and work and baths and everything, it only is going to take you about 18 days
I'm not doing that.
and sleep.
Yeah, you cannot sleep.
I'm not doing that.
It's possible.
Maybe when I'm like 30, I'll watch.
August 5th. That ruins the point. The One Piece will already
No, he's saying
known.
that this is a moment that people have been anticipating. This is going to be like the moment where this is going to be like
this is
Goku
this
turning Super
generation's
Saiyan.
Goku versus Frieza.
Yeah.
Very fitting shirts, but yes. But this is this era's
Very
Super
fitting.
Saiyan.
No, mine's a Super Saiyan, bro.
Yours is Super Saiyan.
Literally is freezing.
I said no. I'm not watching that till the last week of my life. Yeah, same.
Dude, you're not. Whatever. There's no point in
This
watching
could
it.
be your last week.
AJ, my one question
I'm
for you
kidding,
before
I
I
know
when
tap
this
out.
week's gonna be your last week.
Now that you're pretty much caught up, do you not
I have to wait. I have to wait for the next episodes of Dubbed.
No, I'm saying now
caught
that
up.
you're pretty much caught up.
But he's not.
You said I still have like
He's-
90 episodes. 90.
Dude, you're over 80%. You're pretty much caught up.
Isn't that crazy when you saw like I have 90 episodes of something to watch and then Zach's
You're like,
telling me I'm like
you're
80% caught up.
You're like 90% caught up, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
To have only 90 episodes left out of the like 1,000.
So what do I need to do?
So, how has your perspective changed?
On?
Like, just One Piece? Because I know before you were like, no. But
Oh,
now
yeah,
don't
I've
you
talked
feel
about
like
it.
people should watch it? Or are you just kind of like, eh?
I think that if people are looking for an anime and they want something that they can really go ahead and binge,
looking to
and
commit themselves.
I think that One Piece definitely is an awesome anime to start. I think that you're going to start it and it's going to be very scary, but you just have to go ahead and kind of just push through it, because once you get past certain parts, or once you go ahead and find characters you like, that you're going to go ahead and from then on get
Watch
invested.
One Piece. That's the end of the story.
But yeah, it's a lot to take on.
the last week of my life, I can't get over that.
Yep. Enjoying My Hero.
You
started
just have
season 3.
people need
Hell
to watch
Heise.
One Piece.
Do you remember? So talking about reflecting. Do you remember when Heise says that he wasn't going to watch My Hero,
And now he's on
and
season
now he's on
3.
season 3? It's awesome.
Now do the same thing with One Piece.
After he was like, the fandom is. Yeah, the fandom is. Yeah. That part of the fandom.
Yeah.
The thing that I love about One Piece is all One Piece fans never gatekeep. We just want everybody to enjoy it.
Yeah. That's good.
And that was it. That was my only thing.
Very cool. All right, guys. Well, wow, we talked about a lot. Went through a lot of different topics. But it was a fun episode. So with all that being said, guys, we are finally going to go ahead and come to a close. Wraps up another episode of Attack the Talk. This is season 3. Season 3 is a big season. For a lot of people, it's their favorite season. So we're going to be in for some interesting episodes as we cover some interesting moments. Remember, guys, that we stream live on Twitch every Sunday, and if it changes, then we'll make sure to update you guys over on Instagram. That's where you guys will get all of your updates. So make sure you guys follow us at Attack the Talk Podcasts on Instagram. New episodes also are published every Fridays, and again, you guys get your updates on Instagram. If there's any changes, make sure you guys check out that link tree over in our profile, because that'll go ahead and tell you where we're available. We have a lot of different platforms. If you guys are interested in watching us or listening to us in different platforms, the link tree is where you guys will go ahead and find where we're available. So check that out, guys. we shouted out our friend Nate earlier. We want to shout out again to Nate. NatePlaysBad. He's an incredible human being, and we're so thankful that he is on the Attack the Talk team. And we're very, very fortunate. Nate does a lot for us, and Nate, just thank you so much for everything, man. You're the best. Of course, we want to go ahead and shout out some merch, and it's a couple different links that we have available in our link tree, starting with our friends over at Collector Sesh. Collector Sesh is an awesome place to go ahead and just search and browse and see what they got available. It's a lot of different cool little anime merch stuff. They also have their Instagram at collector_sesh. They have a second Instagram at Geeky Statues. Yeah, they're awesome people. Check it out, guys. Again, that link is available in the link tree, and just do some browsing. You never know. You might see something you like, and if you do, then it's awesome to go ahead and, again, support Collector Sesh, because, again, they're just great people.
Yeah.
Also, we have a link, Fandomion. And Fandomion is something where we actually have a way where we can help you guys out. And Fandomion has so much stuff, guys. They have anime and more. They have just anything that's really, really popular. They have alternative clothing wear and stuff. And there's just so much for you guys to go ahead and just browse and search through. Guaranteed that if you guys really take the time to look at Fandomion, you guys will find a lot of stuff that you like. And guess what? If you guys find stuff that you like, we can help you out by potentially giving you a little bit of a discount, and it's a 10% discount code. So whatever just merch, whatever clothing wear that you guys find and you like, make sure to use promo code LEX, promo code LEX for 10% off for you guys' purchase order. Yeah, Lexi, it's a way that she can help you out, but guess what? You guys help her out too whenever you use that code.
Thank you.
And Fandomion also has a great relationship too, because they go ahead and they inform Lex on what is coming out, what is going to be soon and stuff, so she's able to go and see it before it reaches the store. And then you've seen in past episodes that Lexi goes and she gives us updates on what's coming up, anime related, alternative clothing wear related, and yeah, so Fandomion, they have been amazing. And Lexi, we have any updates?
So far, nothing, but they'll let me know.
Okay,
and I'll let you know.
Yeah, so again, guys, we have Collector Sesh and Fandomion, the two links that we have available in our link tree. And if you guys are looking through Fandomion, make sure you use that promo code LEX if you guys are looking to buy something. We have a question over here about Heisey wants to know about Instagram. I can say that my Instagram is Attack the Talk Podcast. That is Instagram that if I were to have an Instagram, that'd be the one to go to, but I don't have social media. So sorry about that.
First off, I say One Piece a million times over. Second of all, ROSSZZAC. So it's my last name, letter Z, first name.
Very cool. So Ross,
Zach with 2 Z's.
Okay. So very cool. There we go. Very, very, very cool. And so now, of course, we got to talk about some art, because we talked about at the start of this episode about ways that for our very artistic friends, if you guys are gracious enough and kind enough to go ahead and send us stuff our way, we are going to be having a PO box that is going to be available soon for you guys to go ahead and send us some art if you guys are interested in doing that. I know that Heisei again wants us to go and sign some stuff, which is very, very cool and very awesome.
Insane.
And thank you again for that. And we'll make sure that when we get that PO box to you, that that when you send the stuff, we'll make sure we sign it and send it back to you in a timely manner. Again, we'll get an update on that next week. We should get a PO box going. And but just to talk about art in general, guys, I mean, we have very, very creative friends. We want to shout out to our friends. We have, of course, Eddie, who's joining us. I mean, Eddie is just phenomenally talented and just very creative. He has a lot of different methods of his creativity. You know that he has content he creates on his YouTube channel. He does awesome videos and stuff. He does awesome edits, and he also does art as well. So go ahead and check out and Eddie and the stuff over at his YouTube at Eddie Hinston, and you can check out his art or on Instagram at Art Dewan. We also have, again, our friend Kyron. He's been posting a lot of amazing photography. I know that photography is something that he seems very, very passionate about, and we're just so lucky again to have such a creative friend who's doing amazing stuff over with his photos. And if you guys want to see that, make sure you guys go and follow him at his Instagram at Portraits by KA. Kyron's been doing his thing, man. I've been seeing some of his stuff. I'm not really on the Instagram too often, but recently I have been, and I've been seeing some really, really good stuff, Kyron. So keep up the good work, man. Kyron also again does so much for us too. He He controls the TikTok, which is super helpful for us. So shout out to Kyron for that. So make sure you guys go ahead and support Kyron on following him over at his Instagram at Portraits by KA to go and see the awesome art that he's been taking just pictures of. Of course, our friend Caesar. Caesar is a very talented person. He has art that he sells over on his Etsy, which is we have that available as well over in our link tree. He also has a shop over in California at what's it called again?
Frankenstein's?
Yeah.
In City of Industry?
Yes. Frankenstein's, if you guys by chance are over in the area and you guys are in the City of Industry, go to Frankenstein's because you guys will be able to go ahead and see Caesar there. And also Frankenstein's, it's just this awesome giant warehouse of just crazy different anime merch and more. I mean, it's incredible. And there's a lot of stuff that you guys can go ahead and find. And if you guys, again, in that area, make sure you go to this cool little art shop that he's got there with his buddy. And they're incredible. They're super talented. And if you guys want to see the art that he creates, make sure you guys go and follow him on Instagram at ArtofCesar. Type that in. You guys will find it. There's a couple underscores in there. Caesar is just incredible.
Yeah.
Of course, we have a friend Marco too. Marco, and we shout out Marco as well. Marco, we talked about him earlier with all of his Berserk stuff. And he creates, he draws up Berserk art. And I know that it's really, really cool. He's shown us some stuff in the past of stuff that he's drawn, and it's all incredible. So make sure you guys go ahead and check out what Marco's been up to. And he has his art over on his Instagram, right? Marco Momone.
He has his own little highlight of it.
Yeah. So Marco Momone, make sure you guys check that out, guys. It's Marco with a 0. Momone is his last name. And so to all of our creative friends, just shout out to you guys. Keep doing what makes you happy, and if that's art, then yeah, man, just keep drawing, keep creating, do whatever the content you guys are going ahead and trying to create and stuff, because you never know who might come across it and who might enjoy it, and you might inspire somebody else to go ahead and start creating art. And if you guys can do that, then it's awesome, because this world just continues to need, and we just continue to need just such creative people in this world. And it's super cool when you're able to go ahead and see the art that they put out there. In a way, this is our art. This is what we do. We go ahead and take the time to kind of focus on Attack on Titan episodes, and if we're a way that you guys can be inspired by creating art, then we're super just honored and happy to be some sort of inspiration, because we talked about how you guys are our inspiration to go ahead and continue doing this. So in a way, it's like a team, guys. We go ahead and we kind of just work together and all that, and yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible how life is. You never know what inspirations you'll find. You never know what you're gonna like. We obviously have an extreme just passion for anime.
Yeah.
We talked about so many different characters. Shoot, we talked about shipping characters and stuff, and
talked about like mashing up Attack on Titan and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Exactly. It's just and it's super cool just to kind of think creatively just off of that, just based off of something that you enjoy, and yeah, just do what makes you happy. And this makes us happy. Talking to you guys makes us happy, and your guys' continuous support has been just amazing. And hopefully you guys continue to support us along this awesome journey of talking about Attack on Titan. Like we talked about, season 3 is incredible, and it's only going to get better from there, guys, because season 3, again, amazing. Season 4, amazing. And you guys' support along this journey is just a true blessing. So thank you guys so much. We love you guys so much. Like Lexi mentioned at the start of this episode when we covered the Q&A and the poll questions, that we do that every week, guys. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram so you guys can go ahead and look forward to those future poll questions, those future Q&As, which we do over on Fridays and Saturdays. So make sure you guys go ahead and look out for those. We would
love to hear your insight.
Yeah, we love it. We love, again, we talked about it, how you so just knowledgeable you guys are in your anime, even when it's just focused over on Attack on Titan. You guys know your stuff, and we love, like I said, we love just finding out you guys' insight, your guys' mindset on certain questions, your guys' feedback and results and all that. It's awesome. So make sure you guys continue to go ahead and respond to those Q&As and all that good stuff, guys. So without further ado, we're finally going to come to a close as we have been doing that. We know the closes take a long time because we want to shout you guys out. But in closing, guys, you guys know that we love you so much. You guys are amazing. And we hope that you guys just have a great week. We will see you guys next weekend. And shout out to the Attack to Talk Levi squad. You guys have been amazing, and we appreciate your guys' loyalty. Make sure you guys just stay safe, spread that love and positivity. This is Aegis signing off, saying I love you guys. I'll let you guys go and say goodbye.
Bye, guys. Stay safe. See you guys next week, hopefully.
See you next week.
Bye.
Any advice in closing?
You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
Beautiful. All right. See you guys next week.